The Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets! Oh, they're hollering and cheering and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets! All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball club, the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell, give 'em a hand, and let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life, because the Mets are really socking the ball, knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town, of New York town.
How's it going, Mets and baseball fans? Thank you all so much for chiming in for a special in-game live stream here for the Mets in game 157 on the year, and it's their second game today, that being their 15th and final doubleheader of the season. As we know, they just won over the past half hour over the Marlins in the first game with Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Mets. And now here in game two, the reason why we're streaming today, I originally didn't have these intentions, as I've been a little under the weather as of late. I've been coughing it up. I apologize if I'm coughing throughout the stream a little bit, but Noah Syndergaard, yes, Thor is making his return to Queens. He'll be on the mound for the Mets to start off this one. He's only pitching an inning, given the fact that he hasn't been pitching deep into games in his rehab at all. But again, I'm so excited to see Thor back in a Mets uni pitching in an MLB game today. I hope you guys are too. Something to be excited about now that the season has really reached a close for the Mets. Playoff contention, they're eliminated. We all know that. So now it's just about appreciating the little things here, and this is definitely one of them. So I'm excited for tonight's game. I hope you guys are too. Hopefully the Mets can get another victory and sweep this doubleheader. But before I go any further, I just want to thank everyone so much for chiming in. Again, guys, really appreciate you all. I see Alex, I see Hyundai, Hayden, Steven, Brandon, pardon me, Bryce, AB, Charlie, Watermelon, all you guys. Thank you all so much for coming in. Joseph, how's it going? Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's just like a 48-hour thing. I think it's just like a sinus infection, because I'm already feeling a lot better than what I was. Just been a very hectic past week for me. And no less, I'm very excited to gain into tonight's game. Again, Noah Syndergaard is making his season debut. The first time in literally 2 years, to be exact, only 1 day shy of 2 years since Noah Syndergaard last threw a baseball in an MLB game. So he will not be using the slider today. He's not using breaking balls. All he has is his fastball, his sinker, and his changeup. And then once he gets into the offseason, that's where he will be working to get command back on his slider, and that everything's going well with his elbow. Because as you guys probably know, if you use a slider, that obviously can put wear and tear on your elbow, and that's something that in ramping Thor up this year, they were trying to eliminate. So I expect him to get back with his full repertoire of his pitching arsenal in the offseason heading into 2022. So for now, he really is basically looking like a reliever with that 1-2 punch combo with the fastball and the changeup. And regardless of the results, I'm just happy to see him finally back with the Mets. I hope you guys are too. Again, Hayden with a $2 donation. Thank you so much for that, my man. That really means a lot. Hi in the chat for Hayden with the $2 donation. Thank you so much, buddy. George, what's up? Great, pardon me, great member on the channel. How you guys doing? Doing a whole bunch of math homework, says Bryce. Hope you do well with your math homework, buddy. Make sure you focus up. What's up again, everybody? First chiming in. Appreciate you guys. The lineup today for the Mets, I don't even know if it's announced yet. I'll double check right now on Twitter, because I haven't seen it pulled up to this point. Because again, the first game of the doubleheader literally just ended. Whew. Let's see here. Yes, guys, the Mets only have a couple more games left this season, and then that's it. We have a lot of content that's coming out on the channel. We'll be doing at least one more in-game live stream for the final game of the season in Atlanta. We might do one more before that, but I could safely say that the last stream that we'll do for in-game will be the final game of the season. Yeah, the second lineup hasn't been posted. Yeah, that's fine. We'll see what's going to be here shortly. Again, my apologies for the coughs and all that stuff, guys. Just bear with me. What's up, MH? How's it going? How's it going, Ethan? All you guys. Rory, if we sign Correa and Baez, are we instant World Series favorites? No, we're not instant World Series favorites. The Mets have proven this year that even with the star-studded infield, you know, nothing's guaranteed. They have a lot more to do, even in a scenario where they somehow, some way didn't just keep Baez, but got Carlos Correa, which would be magical, might I add. But again, that's all pipe dreaming and hoping for the best right now. We'll see what the offseason entails. But trust me, you're going to see endless offseason content conversations about players on the roster. Should the Mets re-sign him like we did in our Javi Baez video yesterday? Make sure to check it out if you haven't already, guys. I definitely enjoyed doing that one. We're going to have a lot more individual videos on potential fits for the Mets in certain positions, just overall free agent picks, trade market picks, potentially hypothetical ones, realistic ones, everything in between. I was jotting down notes today. I already have 15 videos that are locked up and set that I'm going to be working on over the next couple of weeks to pump out for you guys. And there's a lot more coming as well on a very fun collab I'm working on tomorrow too. And I'll let you guys know when that is actually going to be out. But yeah, big stuff, big stuff coming on the channel for sure. What's up, Insanity? Great member on the channel. Happy to have you here. And I apologize for the start time of the stream today, guys. The intent was to be starting around 7:30 because the game was originally supposed to start around 7:40, but it looks like the Mets game ended earlier than expected in the first half of the doubleheader. And normally they wait a half hour and then play their second game. So that's why they're starting now at 7:15. A lot of big games, however, starting tonight, not necessarily for the Mets, but across the league, guys. We got the Yankees and the Blue Jays, and whoever wins that series can have a huge say when it comes to playoffs, as the Blue Jays are currently, I believe they're one game out right now of the wild card. The Yankees lead the wild card with the first wild card spot. Red Sox are in second. Then you have the Cardinals, who literally haven't lost since they played the Mets. If you guys don't know, they're looking for their 17th straight tonight, as baffling as that is. They're looking for 17th straight, I believe, against the Brewers tonight. There's Padres and Dodgers, which is always an entertaining matchup. Tampa Bay Rays and Houston. Reds and the White Sox, which will be a good matchup too, and just a lot of good games. And the A's and Seattle, a lot of good matchups today across the league, and of course the Phillies and the Braves. Whoever wins that series may very well be leading the division. So this probably will be the Phillies' last hurrah on trying to win the division. If they lose that series against Atlanta, then it's probably safe to say that they will be done. What's up, Luke? How's it going, my man? Besides Chris Bryant, who are some third baseman options the Mets could sign? There's a lot, Bryce. There is. And again, I suggest checking out the video I did on the channel recently on 5 potential free agent targets for the Mets. Way too early picks. Well, I'm going to be talking a lot more about third base in the weeks going forward. So just hold your thought on that. A lot more is going to be discussed, but beyond what I've already said, there's a lot of options and routes the Mets can go down, and I expect them to explore all possibilities, just like that they did last offseason. And even though that they ended up sticking with JD and VR, that duo at third, they were very much interested in a lot of different avenues, but simply the trade market did not present itself easy enough for the Mets to make a deal happen at the time. And this offseason, I expect things to be different should they explore the trade market over free agency. And I am excited for the offseason. Yes, it's an understatement to say I'm excited for the offseason for sure. Thor jersey tonight, Warrior. Yep, we got it on the wall behind me. That's my brother's. He doesn't even know. I just grabbed it. So we have the Thor jersey in the background. Yes, that's what we're repping. I'm wearing the actual Mets jersey that they're wearing tonight, my Lindor one. Lindor, as we know, we just had an absolute bomb of a home run for the Mets back in the first half of this doubleheader today to win it for the Mets in the end. But yeah, they've only worn these a couple times this year. These royal blue Mets home jerseys, but they're nice. I like them. Did I see your Twitter DM? I don't think I did, Hyundai. Going to the White Sox game tomorrow? Oh, nice, Bryce. Have a great time, my man. Go White Sox. They're my AL team, so I'm rooting for them for sure. And I like what the Reds are doing, but, you know, I got to go with the White Sox over the Reds. It's so crazy to actually see Thor back on the mound for the Mets. It's like, man, oh, man. Talk about, you know, long anticipated, you know, long awaited return of Thor. So let's get some hype in the chat. Noah is trying on the field, folks. He's about to get set to pitch his first inning in 2 years. My goodness gracious, it's been a while. And again, guys, if you were just chiming into the stream, thank you all so much for being here. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe on again. Helps get a 50 likes for the first short-term goal as always. And again, just thank you all so much for your continued support, folks. It really does mean a lot. And my further apologies if I'm a little short in my speaking tonight. Again, it's been coughing galore for me today. So I'm just trying to get over that hump. That's all. Who do I want for manager if Rojas is gone? There's no one specific that I say want. People I am intrigued about, however, is what has been reported as a potential fit. But again, a lot would need to happen is Bob Melvin. That's currently with the Oakland A's. He's definitely someone I would not be opposed to the Mets having whatsoever in a scenario where they can make that happen. And the Mets lineup today for game 2 is as follows. There is Brandon Nimmo leading off. Then Francisco Lindor in the 2 spot. Javi Baez is good by batting right after him. Then Alonso in 4th spot. McCann 5th. VR 6th. Pilar 7th. McNeil 8th. And Thor 9th. So Michael Conforto is not starting game 2 against Trevor Rogers, who is the great young stud of a southpaw on the mound for the Marlins. So I understand lefty on lefty. Makes sense why you're not going to have Michael in there. Thomas, what's up? Great member on the channel. You're live from Citi Field. Oh, that's awesome, Thomas. Again, if you got Thomas is an absolute G. He's a ball boy actually at Citi Field. Love to see it. And also, guys, I'm not sure if anyone is, but I'm going to be in attendance for the Mets game, the final home game of the season with the 7 line this Thursday. So if anyone's going to the game, definitely look out for your boy. I'm probably going to get there early, hang out with the 7 line plenty, and also roam around the ballpark again. Regardless of the stats and Mets this year, I'm definitely going to miss them. Definitely going to miss going to games for, you know, like a half year, literally, once the season reaches its conclusion. So going to make the most of it in the final home game of the season. And I hope to see some of you guys there. All right, folks, and we're about to get underway. Noah Syndergaard is set to throw his first pitch in 2 years. And he's set. And the pitch. And that's going to be a fastball right down the pipe for a called strike. Oh, my goodness. So nostalgic. It's been so long. 0-1 on the count here to Miguel Rojas, who's leading things off for the Marlins. Their unsung captain. Great utility guy, great infielder. Very underrated player in the league. And the 0-1. And that's going to be a called strike. Generous strike call there on the outside corner. 0-2 now on the count. Just like that, Rojas is down to his final strike here at the top of the first. Yeah, Thomas, he is throwing sinkers. Jeremy Hefner made note of that before today's game. And the 0-2, and that's going to be topped away foul. And it's still 0-2 on the count here. Thomas, refrain from telling the chat on the count. That's all I ask, just because you're literally at the game. We're a little delayed. But okay, if he did get a strikeout, then awesome. And the 0-2 count here from Thor. And the pitch. And that is going to be a swinging strike. Sitting at 96 on the fastball, Thor gets the first strikeout. Let's get some hype in the chat, folks. You'll love to see it. I appreciate that, Thomas. Thank you. Yes, K-Hype in the chat for Noah. Gets his first out on a strikeout. Now the first pitch of Jazz Chisholm, and that's going to be topped away foul, the first baseline. Again, fastball right down the pipe there to Jazz, who has 17 bombs and just under 50 RBIs in his rookie year with over 20 stolen bags. 0-1 on the count here, folks. Thomas, shut up. And the 0-1. And that's going to be an off-speed pitch away, and it's 1-1 now on the count. Misses with the changeup down to the right side. Going to see Fenway Park. Oh, have a great time, Hector. It's awesome there. I had such a blast. Absolute blast when I went there with the 7 line this past week. What's up, Mama Worm? How are you? Love you too. Thank you so much for chiming in. And that's going to be a changeup for a called strike up high in the zone. And just like that, Jazz is down to his final strike here with 1 away already in the top of the first for the Marlins. And the 1-2. And that's going to be another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Noah to start this game. Oh, my goodness. Hype in the chat for Noah, folks. My goodness gracious. Topped away foul. 0-1 on the count to Brian De La Cruz. De La Cruz, who's been killing it since being acquired from the Astros to Miami at the trade deadline this year. And it has been a thorn in the Mets' side in previous games, as we know far too well. What's up, Mike? Yes, you and I both bite. 10th pitch underway by Thor and the 0-1. That's going to be ripped, and that's going to be right to Jonathan Villar, and that'll do it for the inning. 10-pitch inning without a problem. Noah Syndergaard, first inning back in the major leagues, is flawless. Absolutely love to see it, folks. Hype in the chat. Noah could not have done it better. If that is the only inning that Noah's pitching today, man, oh man, that literally could not have gone better. Shout out to Thor, baby. Love to see it. Hype in the chat for Noah Syndergaard, folks. My goodness. Only 10 pitches. That literally could not have gone any better, folks. Like that's amazing. No one's in the bullpen. Oh, maybe he will pitch more than 1 inning today. That'd be awesome. I mean, considering he only won 10. I mean, he only threw 10 pitches. But again, we'll see. If he throws more than 1 inning, I'll be, beyond happy. But again, we'll see. I don't know how much they're going to push him today. Keep that man around, please. Yes, I don't think Noah's going anywhere. I really don't. I think he's going to just sign the qualifying offer in the offseason and go from there and hopefully have a big 2022 back with the Mets in the rotation. Man, it feels like a dream, guys. We've been this channel has been active since December of last year. And, we haven't experienced anything with Noah yet between the multiple setbacks coming back from Tommy John surgery. Again, just so to say I'm excited. I'm happy for Noah. after a clean first inning is an understatement. So happy for him. Out of the way now, folks, we're in the bottom of the first, and first pitch is called strike right down the pipe to WardyNYM from Trevor Rogers to southpaw, and it's 0-1 on the count. And that's going to be a fastball outside, 1-1 now on the count. Regardless of what happens, Thomas, I expect him to stay. I don't see him going anywhere. And that's going to be hacked away foul by Nimmo. And it's quickly 1-2 on the count to Brandon. Yeah, he is not throwing any breaking balls, correct. And the 1-2, that's going to be topped away foul on the off speed from Rogers and Nimmo. He will be throwing breaking balls next year as long as everything goes right in the offseason, as he ramps up, throws sliders again, and gets everything acclimated in his normal pitching arsenal. So, yeah, as long as everything continues to trend the way it has, Noah should be back to his normal self pitching arsenal-wise next season, and hopefully being a big factor in this rotation. And that's going to be fastball upstairs back, even on the count, to WardyNYM. No, Hayden, we're talking about Thor. Yes, nothing could have that could not have gone better for Noah. Again, so happy for him. And that's going to be off-speed pitch away. Full count now to WardyNYM. After a 1-2 count, full count, I will gladly take that. And the 3-2, and that's going to be pulled, unfortunately, right there to Rojas and tossed to first, and there's one away. Thomas, it's important to remember that even if he gets an offer higher than what the qualifier is, that doesn't mean that that's going to entice him enough to leave, especially when he can simply bet on himself with the Mets and go for a big longer-term contract with them after this upcoming season. Which is what I believe he's going to do. There's been nothing to indicate that Noah wants to go anywhere. He's made that openly public, especially over the past couple months when he's been asked about his future. And the first pitch to Lindor, and that's going to be fastball upstairs. Francisco, who had 3 RBIs in the first game today, with not just RBI single, but also a 2-run bomb later in the game to give the Mets the ultimate win. 1-0 on the count to him and the pitch, and that's going to be fastball away. 2-0 on the count now. Only 30 likes away from 50, guys. Again, thank you all so much for chiming in. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Again, always appreciated, folks. 2-1 on the count here to Francisco now. Yes, Jays are playing the Yankees. One of the many big games on tonight across the MLB. And the 2-1, and that's going to be a called strike inside corner, 96 feet there from Rogers. And it's back even on the count now to Lindor, 2-2. What guys are free agents this year besides Bryant at third? Not too many, as long as my memory is not mistaken. The bulk of the infielder market when it comes to being free agents are at shortstop this year, not third base. Kyle Seager should be a free agent because from everything that's been seen, it looks like that the club option will not be picked up by the Mariners. So Kyle Seager should be a free agent at third base. And that's going to be topped over foul by Lindor. Still full count here. My for or against Conforto qualify, I'm for it, absolutely. I'm in favor of Michael coming back to the team, but that's something that I'm going to expand on a lot more in videos and streams going further, especially when we're supposed to be having those discussions. So stay tuned for that. And that's going to be topped away foul. Still 3-2 full count here to Francisco. And the 3-2. And that's going to be a pop-up. Is it playable? It looks like it is. And that'll now be one away. Two-way, pardon me. The catcher got under it. And now the Mets are down their final out of the inning. How old is Seager? He's in his mid-30s now. I think he's, 30? Is he 35 or 36? He's getting up there. Can the Mets afford Correa and Baez? Yes, but they would definitely be going way beyond the luxury tax threshold. So they can afford it, but it really comes down to the repercussions of doing that. And how much will that impact the team, if at all? All right, folks, now with 2 out, no on, here's Javi Baez, who extended his on-base streak with the Mets to 19 games in the first half of the doubleheader today, and has now been has now had a base hit, I believe, in 11 consecutive games. He's just been killing it for the Mets. He really has been. And the 1-0 here, and the pitch. And that's going to be a big swing and miss on the off-speed, back even on the count now, 1-1. Kaiser, no. If you've been following along with Thor's rehab, then you should be well aware that Noah was never going to be going more than an inning, more than likely, considering all of his rehab starts have only been 1 inning. He doesn't even have a full arsenal of pitches he's working with right now. This is strictly to give him experience again back in the bigs before the season ends. Fastball inside, 2-1 on the count now to Baez. Hyundai for next season, yes. Not this season because they're eliminated. Do I think Jose Ramirez will eventually get traded from Cleveland? Yes, I do. 2-1 and a big swing miss by Javi on the off speed out of the zone. That was more of a stereotypical Javi Baez chase, if you will, but no less. Now it's back even 2-2 on the count here. And the 2-2. And that's going to be top foul, third baseline. Still even on the count, 2-2. And again, shout out everybody that's in the stream. Really appreciate you guys. Make sure to continue smashing that like and subscribe button. If you're enjoying this in-game live stream, probably the second to final in-game live stream we will have for the 2021 season, folks. And again, thank you all so much for your continued support all throughout the year, through the highs and the lows for the Mets and these streams in particular. I always have a blast. And if it wasn't for you guys, none of this would be possible. So again, just thank you so much. As always, excuse me, 2-2. And that's for a foul to the right side by Baez. Still even on the count here. Kaiser, the whole point of Thor returning is that he's healthy, and the Mets need to see how he can handle the pressure back in the bigs to start off. And it's something to have an upper hand on versus him not having any outings whatsoever until the 2022 season. So this is something that he can take as a positive note heading into the offseason. But again, if you're going to take it in just a kind of silly manner the way you are, you're entitled to do that. But I'm just telling you that there's factual reasons as to why they have him pitch. I'd run it back with this team. I really want to know how good they would have been fully healthy and clicking together. While I agree with you, Mike, for sure, too much has gone wrong for the Mets this season to believe that they can go back with the same exact roster and that they will just be a completely different ball club. As much as I love that and think that would be awesome, that just isn't likely. And the Mets clearly need to make upgrades in certain areas of the roster, and they will do that come the offseason. So, unfortunately, I do think the Mets are going to part ways with some guys that we've known, loved, and coveted in recent years. But at the end of the day, it's part of the business. And all we care about as Mets fans is to see this team succeed and play up to their ability and really show the promise that we've been given under new ownership. And unfortunately, everything went wrong this year. So changes need to be made. Definitely the roster isn't the only problem here. The upper management hires need to be made. Who is going to be the next manager for the Mets, who's going to be the bench coaches, all that goes in hand for sure. But at the end of the day, some things do need to change in this roster, whether we like it or not. Wonder what will happen with Beatty, possible DH of Vientos play third, or would he change positions? Vientos, he's a wild card. I don't think, I have a personal feeling that if Vientos gets reps with the Mets next year, it'll be either in DH with the assumption the Mets have universal DH, or potentially some at third. But again, it's going to go directly in hand with what they do addressing third base or not this offseason, and all reports have indicated that they are going to address it. So that's a to be continued conversation, but it's definitely a good conversation to have. All right, folks, now we are heading to the top of the second. Mets, Marlins still tied 0-0 here. Appreciate that, Tyler. Thank you so much. Trevor Williams is now in the game, folks. He will probably be taking over the bulk of this outing after Noah Syndergaard pitched a scoreless. Really perfect. You couldn't ask for anything better in his first outing back in 2 years. There was some belief he was going to pitch more than an inning, but it was pretty obvious right away that he wasn't. So Noah, debut, back, 1 inning, scoreless, 2 strikeouts on 10 pitches. I will gladly take that. That's something that he will gladly take going into the offseason. And of course, first pitch, and now it's a quick lead from Miami. Literally, oh my God, that was gone. That wasn't even fair. Jesus Sanchez's 14th bomb of the year, and it's a 1-0 Miami Marlins lead. Again, though, I can care less about the result of today's game. All that mattered to me was Thor's return. To be quite honest with you, if the Mets win, awesome. If they don't, it doesn't change anything. So. Jesus Sanchez, again, that was an absolute tank, as to what Thomas said in the chat. Yeah, that was one of the bigger home runs I've seen the Mets give up all year long. My goodness. Top deck to the right side. Wow, that's gone. That went on to the concourse, it looked like. And that's going to be a hacked away foul, and it's 0-1 on the count here. After a quick 1-0 lead in the top of the second to the first pitch that Trevor Williams threw in this one. And that was a Jesus Sanchez absolute piss missile of a solo shot to give the Marlins an early lead. 0-1 on count here to Lewin Diaz, who is on first base today for the Marlins. That's going to be off speed pitch, curveball, hacked away foul, 0-2 on the count now. My rookies of the year, personally, for the NL, I'm probably going to go with Jonathan India. There definitely are good arguments for some other players, but I'm probably going to go Jonathan India. AL is a little. I'd have to deep dive a little bit more for AL, but there are definitely some good candidates for sure. 1-2 on the count here, folks, from Williams. And the pitch, and that's going to be off speed away. And it's back even on the count now, 2-2. With no outs, top of the second, Marlins have an early 1-0 lead. That's a big swing and miss. Strikeout there. Let's get some K-hype in the chat, folks. 1 away now in the top of the second. First out and first strikeout of the day for Trevor Williams. 25 likes away from 50, guys. Halfway there. Thank you all so much in advance for the likes, the subscriptions, all that great stuff. Hope you guys have been enjoying the channel just as much as I have throughout the year with the in-game live streams especially. And more than anything, I'm just so excited for what the offseason is going to entail, not just for the Mets, but also here on the channel. I can barely contain myself, to be quite honest with you. And the 1-0, and that's going to be topped away. Third base, under his VR, tosses a first. The fast Lewis Brinson was not able to get to first in time, and now the Marlins are down to their final out of the inning here in the top of the second. Anyone want to guess how many pitchers the Mets use this game? I would probably say the Mets want Williams to... I'd assume the Mets want to get at least 4 innings from Williams today. So I'd say 4 pitchers. I'd say 4 pitchers the Mets will use today. Might be 3, though. Yes, and that's a fastball upstairs. 1-0 on the count here, folks, with 2 away. Top of second. And yes, Jonathan India is a Met killer, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt. He grew up a diehard Mets fan, so he has that kind of extra oomph when he plays in Mets, because he literally, this is a lifelong dream for him to be playing in the bigs, but growing up a Mets fan. So when he was in Citi Field, he couldn't contain himself. And, I love that. I love Jonathan India as a player, and I appreciate him for how much of a diehard Mets fan he is. So tip of the cap, nothing but respect to him, the rookie second baseman for the Reds. 2-1 on the count here, folks. And that's going to be a pop-up, but foul. And just like that, Miami's down their final strike of the inning. Will I watch the playoffs and root for a team? Yes, of course I will. I'll be rooting for the White Sox. And if the Blue Jays make it, which I hope they do, I'll be rooting for them as well. Those will be the 2 teams I will be rooting for the hardest. But the one team that I will be rooting for more than anything is the Chicago White Sox. And the 2-2. And that's going to be pitch in the dirt on the off-speed. Full count here now. To third baseman, Eddie Alvarez. I got the same background music for hours. Yes, I do. Yes. I'm surprised it took you this long to figure that out. Yeah. Yep. And that's going to be a blue pit for Eddie Alvarez. So there's 1 on with 2 out now for Miami in the top of the second. 14 pitches in for Trevor Williams here. As we get into the offseason next season, I'm sure I will be mixing up the music more. I just picked this because, one, it's copyright free, and I enjoy the guy who makes these songs that I use on my channel normally. So that's why. Let's go Mets. Yeah, no, again, I appreciate it. Even if it was criticism, I appreciate it, because anything to help out the channel that you guys would prefer, that's all I care about. What's up, Bambino? How's it going, my man? What's up, Hayden? Hope you're doing well. Actively foul there, and it's 0-1 on count. You'll be rooting for the Rays in the playoffs? That's a great team to root for. On 1 on the count here, folks, for catcher Henry, who's batting 111 on the season for Miami. Going to root for the Cardinals. Ooh. Oh, well, granted, that makes sense from what your name is. If the cards part is referring to the Cardinals, I understand. Rays talk with Hayden. Don't blame you. Don't blame you. Rays definitely need more coverage on line as well. They're criminally underrated, and just like their fan base being a new team in the MLB, they haven't had a long existence. They deserve far more credit and coverage than what they've gone to this point, especially in their times of success now with such a low payroll. Again, criminally underrated. 1-1 on the count here. Bryce, happy to have you back, my man. Toronto has an early 1-0 lead on the top of the second on the Yanks. Again, this is a massive series. If Toronto wins this series, then they will be ahead of the Yankees in the wild card. And if the Yankees win this series, then they will continue to hold their lead in the wild card. And that's going to be a big swing and miss on the 93 fastball. And now, just like that, Miami's down their final strike of the inning once again. Yes, that was funny when Stroh gave Chaz a piggyback. That was hilarious. Yeah, Stroh had another strong outing, only giving up a couple runs. Definitely would like to have that man back for sure. And we'll be doing a video on him fairly soon on if the Mets should re-sign him, which again feels like a rhetorical question, but I know there are fans out there that surprisingly don't want him back with the Mets. So I'm looking forward to doing a full breakdown on his game and if he's worthwhile for them to re-sign him or not. But that's going to be ground out to end the inning, folks. And now, just like that, the Mets head to the bottom of the second, now down by a run. 1-0 Miami lead. Stroh or Javi a bigger priority? That's a great question. When you look at just what the Mets' current roster is, realistically, it's Marcus Stroman, because they need that pitching depth, and Stroh has been their most reliable starter all year long. So when you're looking on how the roster currently looks, it's hard to deny Stroman. But with saying that, I don't think that discredits Javi whatsoever. I think there would be a better argument for Javi as well being the biggest priority if Jeff McNeil wasn't in the conversation, because McNeil, knowing that he can play his natural position of second in the scenario where Javi isn't here. But I do think both those players will be the biggest priorities to start the offseason for the Mets before anything else, and rightfully so. I think Stroman's number one personally, just because of his impact on the team, but Javi Baez is just as important, literally right under him in my mind. Let me put it this way. If Javi Baez isn't with the Mets next season, I'm going to be beyond disappointed. I'm going to be upset, even in a scenario where they acquire infielders, say they in a scenario where they don't keep Baez, but they get Carlos Correa. Is Carlos Correa a better player overall? Absolutely, yes. But would I still be upset to see El Mago now at the Mets anymore? Absolutely. So I don't think Javi is going anywhere, however. I think the likelihood of the Mets not keeping Stroman is far greater than them not keeping Baez, from Baez's absolute willingness to want to come back to the Mets, especially his connection with Lindor, openly saying how he would like to come back, what we covered in our last video on the channel on if the Mets should re-sign Baez, versus Stroman, who is fully expected to hit the market, explore all his options. And really, I'm expecting the Marcus Stroman to go the highest bidder. So I don't think he's going to take a pay cut for the Mets. And while the Mets can absolutely afford him and should make sure they keep him, he's going to explore all opportunities. And, only he knows what goes on in his mind, what he thinks is best for himself and his future. And that could be something that's outside of the Mets, just from a personal standpoint on what he would prefer. Maybe he wants to go out west. Like, I don't know. And again, it's going to be very curious to see how everything is approached come the offseason. I do not think it'll come down to the two, Zarice. I think that would be fairly odd if that would be the case. Oh, James, thank you so much for being here, my man. Really appreciate that. I think Stroh grew up more of a Yanks fan, honestly. He's been a Mets game. I honestly think he grew up more of a Yanks fan. I don't think he grew up a diehard Mets fan. I think he grew up following both the New York teams, however. 1-0 on the count here to Alonso, folks. And that's a big swing and miss on the off speed, and it's 1-1 now, back even on the count. And yes, Jacob deGrom, as we all kind of expected, is shut down for the season. Upsetting, just knowing that Jacob only got to pitch half the season when he was not just the best pitcher in baseball, but one of the best players overall in baseball this year. He was literally otherworldly what he did in the first half. So praying that Jacob, he's fully healthy, they say. So hopefully he's fully ready to go next season. We can get a full season of Jake, because damn, it's beyond needed with what that man brings every fifth day. Stroh, the Yanks confirmed, no way. Not the fact that Cashman literally said that they don't need him. They felt he wasn't an X factor when Stroman was available at the trade deadline before getting traded to the Mets. Yeah, I don't see Stroh going to the Yankees. I wouldn't be surprised if Stroh hits the market and leaves the Mets, but I would be beyond surprised if he went across town to the Bronx. I don't see that happening. And the 2-2 to Alonso. That's going to be ripped right there to third. Alvarez tosses a first, and that's the first out of the inning. Yes, Alonso's 0 for 8. Alonso isn't the only big name slugger that has struggled against Trevor Rogers this season. Again, he's had a fantastic year, dealt with some injuries especially, but Trevor Rogers, one of the most underrated pitchers in baseball in my mind. And it's directly in hand with him being with Miami for sure. Yeah, I mean, McNeil's a big discussion piece that we'll have going the offseason, mainly because on just what his role will be with the team. Will the Mets prioritize defense over him? Say the only option for him is in left field or third base. Again, a lot of question marks with McNeil But yes, I do believe that this season was an anomaly for him, and I fully expect him to get back to being that 300 plus average hitter and just being so fantastic in every aspect of his game for the Mets again. 0-2 on the count here, folks, to James McCann. And Conforto will be a big discussion piece on the channel as well. You guys know that by now. As you know, Michael Conforto is my favorite Met. But even with him being my favorite Met, I'm also a realist, so I understand being for and against wanting him back with the Mets. I do. And the 0-2, and that's going to be hacked away foul. Keeping that bat alive is McCann. Still 0-2 on the count here. Yes, McCann is out, and Mets are down to the final out of the inning now. And here's Jonathan VR, folks. And the first pitch, Jonathan. That's a big swing miss on the off speed, right down the pipe. 0-1 on the count here. McGill, look, McGill has had an up and down year for sure. But again, this is a guy, no one expected McGill to have any impact at all in this Mets rotation. He started the year in Double-A. I cannot be against McGill in any way, shape, or form with the lack of success he's had as of late. If he has any impact on the Mets next year, that is because of his performance. I do not expect him to start the year in the Mets rotation, to say the least. But I think it's great seeing McGill having plenty of success this year. And again, he's a guy that started the year in Double-A. No one even knew who Tyler McGill was from an average fan standpoint without really deep diving the Mets prospect pool, in which he was not a coveted prospect at all. That's going to be strikeout on VR to end the inning. Mets have the top of the third, still down by a run and being no hit through 2 innings at this point. But yeah, McGill has been a godsend for the Mets for a bit now. And while he has struggled as of late, I'm not going to put it against him. And I don't think anyone else should either. I agree with you, Zarice. I don't know what McGill's ceiling is, but he has shown far more positives than what anyone could have expected from the young man this year. That's for sure. And McGill's also one of those guys that, depending on what the Mets' starting pitching depth will be, could be part of a trade package of including multiple players. With the Mets having as much depth as they have when they're healthy, and with them more than likely looking to address the rotation more, either in free agency or the trade market, it's not outlandish to suggest that McGill could be part of something bigger in the scenario where the Mets don't see them having a future with him. But if they do see themselves having a future with him, then I expect him to get an opportunity again next year, but I don't expect him to start the year in the rotation. Zurice, you're perfectly entitled to feel that way, but I promise you the Mets don't feel he's untouchable to the extent you do. We are better off losing to help our chances of keeping ball. While I agree that it makes sense for the Mets when it comes to losing out for the rest of the year, so that way it can help them potentially get in that top 10 for the first round pick. So in a scenario that they say acquire a player in free agency that was given a qualifying offer to and rejected, that they won't be coughing up anything significant. I agree with you on that one, but it seems unlikely for sure. And of course, the Mets are not going to purposely lose games. They haven't done that all year long. So, I don't expect that to happen. 0-2 on the count here, folks. To Rogers, fastball up high, and now it's 1-2 on the count. Top of the third, Mets still down by a run. And that's going to be a strikeout there on Rogers, and now that's the first out of the inning, folks. I will say there definitely were a couple games that felt like, they just gave up. I agree with you, but they're not going. I doubt they're going to. Regardless, even if they try, I think the Mets are still going to perform enough to leg out enough wins so that they're out of the top 10 drafting wise. It's awfully difficult to get in that spot given the teams that are in front of them. And that's going to be off-speed pitch away. 1-0 on the count here to Miguel Rojas for his second out of the day. He struck out his first time up, leading off against Noah Syndergaard. And that's going to be ripped right there to third base. VR tosses a first, and now there's quickly 2 outs in the inning. Dom is going to be a big discussion piece come the offseason as well. I'm being quite honest with you when I say I genuinely do not know. I genuinely do not know what the future holds for Dom. I don't. But I understand both sides of the coin. And again, we will be talking about him a lot. We'll be talking about all the guys that have question marks around them. They will be big discussion pieces for the Mets this offseason. Zurice, what is Carson doing? I don't know what you're talking about. And first pitch, Jazz. Big swing miss on the curveball right down the pipe, and it's 0-1 on the count. And that's going to be off-speed pitch out of the zone. And it's 1-1 now on the count to Chisholm. Times this team was resilient before the All-Star break. After the All-Star break is where they fell apart. Yep, agree. The DeGrom injury started the downward spiral. Yeah, again, James, absolutely right. But there's so many things that went wrong for this team this year that even in the scenario where they somehow cracked playoffs, I don't think that they would have this spark to just prove us otherwise from the struggles they've had all year long. So everything happens for a reason at the end of the day. It's one of the Mets are literally the first team in MLB history to go from leading a division for 103 games to have a losing season. So yeah, again, that's been the story of their year. Everything that could have went wrong. But no less, I'm excited for the offseason. I'm excited for a lot of things to change. Get the right people in upper management, get a new manager, and put this team on track for success going forward. That's going to be strikeout there on Chaz Chisholm to end the inning. Mets now head the bottom of the third, still down by a run. He lost to bets, so we've seen LOL Mets 100,000 times in 5 minutes. How is that even possible? My goodness. That's hilarious, though. I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. That's funny. Is DeGrom going to pitch? No. Jake is shut down for the year. His season is done. No, Zurice. I know his channel. I just typed it in. Thank you, though. By the way, with Noah pitching, the Mets tied the all-time record for most pitchers used in a season. Wow. Wow, that's crazy, Todd. I'm not surprised, however. Again, the Mets have used so many players this year as it was. So with all their injuries, so that's still insane. Again, just story of their season. More injuries than any other team in the MLB this year. Most wins above replacement loss because of these injuries more than any other team this year. One of the worst schedules, if not the worst schedule in all baseball, with 15 doubleheaders, with the hecticness, with the constant postponements, delays, and of course, just everything else that has naturally gone wrong for this club. I've never witnessed a year like this as a Mets fan, as a baseball fan, where genuinely every single thing that could have went wrong. And while they still could have gone over that adversity in the second half, while they've been more healthy than not in comparison to the first half, they didn't. And, they just, again, a lot of changes need to be made. That is for certain. Yeah, It's going to be very curious how the Mets view him in the offseason and how they view their rotation and how they operate with the belief that he's going to be back fully healthy and ready to go and he's going to be a vital part, or if they operate with the sense of, if he makes a vital impact on the rotation, then great, but they're not going to bet on it. A lot of question marks with how the Mets approach the rotation heading into the offseason, but I'm excited for it no less. And it's going to be pitched in the dirt, and now it's 1-1 on the count here to Pilar. Yankees have just tied up their game against the Blue Jays, folks. And the 1-1, and that's going to be a big swing miss on the off speed. And now it's 1-2 on the count of Kevin for the first batter of the bottom of the third for the Mets. And I don't know where we are on the like count again, guys, but again, continue to smash that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much for your continued support. Help us get a 50 likes for the first short-term goal. And again, just thank you all so much again for being here. Love and appreciate you guys. And the 1-2, that's going to be topped away foul by Pilar. And he's down to his final strike. Rehire Beltran. Beltran is definitely someone we will be talking about on the channel again. A lot of the players and topics you guys are bringing up are all directly in hand with with quite literally the 15 topics I just have on hand right now. That's it. Not going to show you guys exactly what they are, but yeah, just rain down today. 15 topics that we have to discuss on the channel over the next month, and I'll be jotting down a lot more too. A lot of stuff that we'll be discussing, guys, and videos and streams. '19 Mariners and Mets tied with 42 pitchers. Wow, that's crazy. And excuse my coughs again, folks. And again, that very well could be the case, Hector, but it's interesting you say that because when Cohen was originally trying to buy the Mets the year prior from 2020, back in 2019 when he was originally trying, he was very much in favor of Beltran becoming manager for the Mets before that fell through, and then they brought in Rojas. So I don't know if his viewpoint has changed at all. I don't know if people that will be coming hires in upper management will have a different viewpoint. But it's very interesting that you bring that up for sure. 3-1 on the count here to McNeil, folks, with one away in the bottom of the third. Rojas was not responsible for. I agree to a certain extent, Kaiser. But there's a systematic problem with the Mets with runners of scoring position. And while you definitely can have to blame the players, you also have to blame the coaching staff to a certain extent. So that while I don't think that Rojas has done everything humanly wrong this year as Mets manager, it's part of changing the guard and having a different culture in place for the Mets to get where they want to be and have their right picks, not replacement picks. Because remember, Rojas wasn't the initial pick for the Mets. This was an evaluation year for him. And unfortunately for his sake, things have not gone to the Mets' liking. They drastically underperformed this year with all excuses being considered. And I do believe that Rojas will not be extended, re-signed, if you will, because his contract is up with the Mets. And I won't be surprised, however, if Rojas stays in the Mets organization in some way, shape, or form, because he's built himself through the minors, worked with a lot of the players on the Mets roster right now, both in single A, double A, and triple A. I think Rojas is a great mind. I think that he brings a lot to the Mets, especially when it comes to young prospects. I just don't think he is in a position where he should stay manager for the Mets. But like what they've done with Terry Collins, as Jeff McNeil strikes out there on the fastball, now there's two-way Mets down their final out of the inning. Just like what they've done with Terry Collins, Omar Minaya, and others. Just because they say get fired or taken out of a position doesn't mean that they won't stay in the organization. So I expect something similar with Rojas unless he decides to venture out and try to be a manager elsewhere. And the first pitch here to Williams is going to be a called strike. Trevor Williams, who's been one of the better hitting pitchers for the Mets and in the NL, actually has had a couple hacks this year, splitting time both with the Cubs and the Mets. We'll see if he gets a hack here or not, or if this is just going to be any ender. And the 0-1. Big swing and miss on the fastball, just out of the zone. 0-2, Mets down their final strike of the inning. And the 0-2, and that's going to be off-speed pitch taken. Good take there by Williams. And now it's 1-2 on the count here. Uh-oh. Jameson Taillon is coming out of the game, folks, after only 38 pitches through 2.1 innings pitched for the Yankees. That is not good for the Yanks, as they definitely need Taillon down the stretch here. And that's going to be a swinging strike 3 for Williams to end the inning. The Mets now head to the top of the fourth, still down 1-0. And guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the restroom quick. But again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, let me know in the chat so that way I can answer them right away when I come back. Be back in a minute, folks. Stay beautiful. And we back, folks. Mets now have the fourth, still down by a run, have yet to record a hit in this one. Hopefully they can record at least one before the game ends, right? Oh, yes. Thor pitched the first inning. Yep. Yeah, and that's exactly why we're streaming today's game, because I did not have intentions of streaming any of the games of the doubleheader today, let alone in the series. But Thor was the exception, so that's why we're here. Because if you can't tell, slightly under the weather, just having a cough that's nagging me. So that's why I might be a little short in some of my conversations here, and I apologize for that, guys. First pitch here to Brian De La Cruz is going to be a slider, misses away, and it's 1-0 on the count. Will Beatty come up next year? I don't think he will, no. I think Vientos will at some point, but not Beatty. Beatty would have to skyrocket in the minors in a very short period of time, and the Mets would need to have a reason to bring him up. And there shouldn't be anything to indicate that they will need a reason next season. Grandy as manager? Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. I love Grandy, man, but I don't think that'll happen. 1-2 and a big swing strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning now, folks. Ethan, what are you referring to, my man? One away. Now here's Jesus Sanchez, who got the scoring start for Miami. The lone run at this point was a solo shot that was a 445-foot bomb back just 2 innings ago. He takes a curveball for a called ball out of the zone. Did a little shimmy, almost like Juan Soto-esque there. 1-0 on the count. All right, folks, and now it's going to be 0-1 on the count. Love you too, Jose. Thank you for being here. No, Christian, you're the best. Thank you so much for being here too, my man. 1-1 on the count here with 2 away in the top of the 4th, folks. Mets trying to get the final out to head of the bottom of 4th and potentially even this one up. Only a 1-run ball game. And the pitch, and that's going to be topped away foul by Diaz. And just lead out Miami's down their final strike of the inning. Agreed, Dragon King's way. Pardon me. Thoughts on the Cubs minor league system? I don't have a great grasp of their minor league system, so if I gave you thoughts, it wouldn't be genuine. I do know that they've acquired plenty of prospects, and they're going to continue to. They have a bright future. Again, they just need to stay the course in my mind and make sure that they continue to build what they've started now and what looks like a rebuild. 2-2 on the count here. Darlene as manager, I don't see that happening either, Hector. I really don't. I think he'll stay in the booth. Yeah, I know the deadline moves changed the Braves season. Simply put, there's no denying that whatsoever. And that's going to be hacked away foul. Jose, what are you talking? Can't wait for the Yankees to win the World Series. Okay. Someone's feeling confident in their team. Can't blame you. And that's going to be a ball out of the zone. And it's 3-2. And the pitch. And that's going to be topped away foul. Runner's going to try to get... Oh, yes, he will. Okay, so what should have been a strike 3. Topped away foul. McCann couldn't get to it in time. And now there is a 2-out base runner for the second consecutive inning for Miami here. What will happen to Vientos when Beatty comes in? Again, we don't know. We are really long shine. What's going to happen with Vientos and Beatty, in my mind. I think we'll talk about that more as the time comes because it's very early to speculate. Braves up 2-0 over the Phillies. Good. As much as I despise both teams, I much rather the Braves win the division over Philly, which is what I think they're going to do. Steven, Thor pitched 1 inning because that's all he was going to do today, and he was flawless. Had 2 strikeouts and 10 pitches, and out to 1-0 on the count here to Lewis Brinson, the outfielder, who grounded out his last time up. 1-0 on the count, 1 on, 2 out here. That's going to be pitching the dirt, 2-0 on the count. Give me 1 second, folks. And the 2-0. And that's a big swing and miss. 2-1 now on the count. On the off speed, right down the pipe. I would not take Aaron Boone as manager. Personally, no, I would not. 2-2 on the count here to Brinson, folks. Why does it feel like so many players this season are taking way too long to come back from injury? Well, Severino has battled injuries for a while. Thor, Tommy John, same thing with Severino. That's realistic. Delays happen all the time. Delays literally happen all the time, especially with Tommy John surgery. Lewis Brinson gets a base knock there. Now there's 2 on with 2 out. Justin Tucker, 66. Oh, stop it, Ravens. And that's going to be off-speed pitch away. And now it's going to be 0-1 on the count with 2 out, 2 on. 50 pitches in for Trevor Williams, folks. In the top of the 4th, it's a 1-0 Marlins lead, and they're trying to tack on more before this inning reaches a close. Big swing and miss. Now Marlins are down to their final strike with Eddie Alvarez, the third baseman, at the plate, 0-2 on the count. Yeah, Cardinals that just haven't stopped. They just haven't stopped winning. Gigi might be better than... Gigi is better than Rojas. No doubt in that. Nothing has really happened in the game other than Thor pitching a scoreless first inning for the first time since he last pitched in the MLB back 2 years ago. So that was great to see. There was a solo shot from Miami in the second inning, and they've had the lead ever since. One, 2 on the count here for Williams. Cards can beat Dodgers. They're hot right now, but again, playoffs is a different animal. And that's going to be ripped for a base hit. Runner is going to home, and no, they are not. Okay, and that's going to do her for the inning. Poor base running mistake there. Eddie Alvarez rounding first, thinking that a runner was going to score. Go deep enough. No, it was not. Perfect throw in from right to home to McCann. McCann tosses back to Baez, who gets the easy out to end it. So the Marlins had bases loaded, but get caught on the base pass. They've dealt with plenty of base running errors and overall errors all season long. Now the Mets head to the bottom of the inning, still down by a run. Yes, Steelers do have a tough matchup, and I have no clue what to expect with them. Again, my expectations are very low. What uniform am I wearing? I'm wearing the uniform the Mets are wearing right now. They're royal blue, alternate homes, and Francisco Lindor is on the back. Joe West has retired. Yep. I know a lot of people have their colorful opinions on him. I got this jersey before Lindor even was signed to the extension. I got it right when the Mets traded for him for only like $100 replica from Fanatics, because I put in a custom jersey and not the like pre-made ones with his name, and they had a sale going where you can get custom and only be 100. So it was like that. So that's exactly what I did. And yeah, I have no regrets whatsoever. It's one of my favorite jerseys. Fits so nice. But yeah, custom jersey Lindor before he would literally, as soon as the Mets traded for him, because I was that confident they would extend him when everyone doubted me. What's up, Damien? How's it going? I'm doing great, my man. How are you? Finally able to watch it. Season is over, but you make it worth listening to, win or lose. Other jersey. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really does mean a lot. Yeah, again, look, the Mets playoff hopes are dead. We have so much content that's coming on the channel regardless, heading into the offseason, though. Beyond excited for that. We will also be doing a live stream the day after the Mets final game of the year. As long as is the Mets final game in Atlanta, is that a night game? As long as that is, then we will be live the following day. Heads up, guys, in case you're interested. We'll be breaking down everything that is next for the Mets. It'll probably be at least an hour long, might be a 2-hour long live stream, if not longer. All depends on what all the discussion topics that we have. Discussion pieces. It'll be titled, what's next for the Mets after, like a failed 2021 season. So as soon as the season is officially done for the Mets, we're going to be hopping into an off-season live stream. Okay, it's a 3:20 start time on that Sunday. So we'll either do it after the game, or we'll definitely do it on that Monday. One of those two. So either Sunday or Monday is when we'll be doing the live stream of what's next for the Mets and talking everything there is to know and breaking out questions, comments, Q&A answers, and just between upper management, potential players, some more outside of what we'll be discussing individual videos and other streams on the channel, and just everything regarding what's next for them as they head into the offseason. 1-1 on the count here, folks, for Francisco Lindor. We're one away already in the bottom of the fourth. Hector, no problem, my man. Have a great night. Thank you so much for chiming in, as always, buddy. I will not be doing postseason vids for other teams. No, it's going to be strictly Mets coverage here. The only exception will be potentially streaming during the World Series. But as of now, I would say that's a long shot. Not impossible, but again, not likely at this point in time. We'll see. That's funny, Hector. Love Stone Cold. Hacked away foul by Lindor. Still 1-2 on the count here for Francisco. You're definitely not seeing eye to eye with the umpire. I don't think any baseball fan has saw eye to eye with an umpire this year. They've been horrid universally across the league. It's been terrible. 3 likes away already from 50 guys. Thank you all so much for that. Help us get to 50 likes before then we try to get to 100 by the end of the stream. And thank you so much for the continued support. I do see that my thing got stupid. Bear with me. I don't know why my scoreboard just got stupid on me. So give me 1 second, folks. Lindor is going to rip one. And is it going to drop? It will, but not for a base hit. It'll be out after a running De La Cruz in center. And just like that, the Mets are down their final out of the inning. Just give me 1 second, folks. I'm trying to fix a scoreboard. The background one, not the main one. The one for all the other games. There we go. Looks like we fixed it. Everything's fixed. All right, with 2 out, no on. Here's Javi Baez for his second bat of the day. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, trying to keep his career best on-base streak alive. And this would be the 20th game if he gets on at any point. And big swing missed on the off-speed, though, on Rogers. Again, Trevor Rogers is so nasty. 1-1 on the count here. I want to see Angel Hernandez retire soon. That makes the two of us. That really does make the two of us, my friend. No denying that. You got to buy his jersey back in August and it's still in shipping? Yeah, it takes a while for some of them. Hopefully you'll get it soon. That's going to be off speed. That misses away. Not chased there by Baez. Good eye. It's 2-1 on the count now for Javi. Two and 2 on the count now for Baez. If Joe West is retiring, take Angel Hernandez with him. Hands is actually he is. I know. It's almost like he purposely does it. Literally, it's beyond obnoxious. How bad do I hate the Wilpons? I definitely don't like them, if I'm being frank. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about them anymore. And the 2-2 still for Baez, as that one was hacked away foul. Thor topped out at 96 on the fastball, but again, that was expected from what his rehab has been. I expect Noah to get back into that 98, 99 range next season. Again, he has plenty more build up to do, but it was beyond promising what Noah showed us with only really a 3-pitch arsenal: the normal fastball, the sinker, and the changeup, when he wasn't able to use a slider. So that I really could not have asked for anything better from Noah. That's for sure. Therese Familia is warming up in the pen here, folks. He'll probably be pitching the 5th. And the 3-2 here to Javi. And that's going to be topped over foul. That bat is still alive at full count. And the 3-2. And that's going to be ripped by Javi. And there you go. Javi Baez continues his career best on base streak to now 20 games. Hype in the chat for Javi, folks. Almago base knock with 2 outs here. Oh, 21 straight games, pardon me, not 20. Yes, Baez has literally been magical. El Mago-esque, right? So good. 2 out, 1 on here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Alonso. Checks back at first, however. Baez isn't going anywhere, and everyone's safe. Billy Bean's best bet for GM. Well, we have to realize that Billy Bean came in the Mets. He would more than likely not be GM. He would be president of baseball operations. So he would still hire someone to be GM. Because his current position with the A's is vice president of baseball operations. So he doesn't even, he's not GM. He's not one, pulling all the strings for decisions. He has a big say, but he's not the GM role. He's higher than that. Who's my favorite non-Met Hall of Fame player? Oof, that's you'd have to give me a lot of time to think about that. That's very tough. Big swing and miss there from Alonso. 0-1 on the count here. Bob Melvin or Buck as an next manager, both of them I think are possible. Melvin will just take a lot more trickery. I think the only way Melvin happens is obviously if Bean happens too. So you need two things to happen versus one. But again, those are both possibilities for sure. And the 0-1, that's going to be hacked away foul. And just like that, the Mets are down to their final strike of the inning here. So after getting their first base knock of the day, thanks to Javi Baez here in the fourth with 2 out, Alonso's trying to continue with the inning here. I did not know that, Joseph. No. That's true, though. Respect to him for that, at least. Because I was definitely not a Brian McCann fan during his time in the MLB. Between being with the Braves, Astros, Yankees, not a whole lot of things to admire from a Mets standpoint. And that's going to end it for the inning, folks. After a ground out there by Alonso, Mets get their first hit, but that's about it, as they now have the top of the fifth, which is the equivalent to the eighth inning, given it's a seventh inning game. Still down by a run, 1-0 Miami lead. Still saying up the Piazza jersey. Oh, thank you so much, my man. Again, to say I'm excited is an understatement, and I can't wait to shout you out when that all happens. So again, thank you so much in advance, but you know I love and appreciate you. But yeah, that's perfectly timed. No rush whatsoever. Yeah, just beyond excited. Thank you so much again in advance, my man. Can you ask a Mets trivia question? Oh yeah, of course. Okay, let's go with. All right, we'll do a poll. We'll do a poll in the chat, guys, for you guys to answer, okay? Not so much trivia as it is a question, but I just want to see what your answer will be. Hold on, folks. All right, folks, there's now a poll in the chat. Definitely check it out. And we're past 50 likes now. Help us get to 100, folks. Always mean a lot. And again, thank you all so much for the support. It's always appreciated. As it's 0-1 on the count here, folks, to Patrick Henry. And the pitch is going to be called strike right down the pipe on the off speed. And just like that, Henry, the catcher, is down to his final strike of the inning. That's hilarious, Gerald. That's going to be off-speed pitch that misses away. 1-2 on the count now. And I know Jake only pitched a certain amount of game. He only pitched in the first half, which again, that's why I won't be surprised if you guys don't pick him in the poll. But what he did when he did pitch was literally the best that we've seen in some of all. He was literally rewriting the record books to start a season for a pitcher in MLB history. So let's keep that in mind. And that's going to be a blue opposite field hit for Miami to lead off the inning. The catcher, Henry, who similar to Alex Jackson, what he's done against the Mets at times. A low batting average, very low, but still gaining a base knock here or there against the Mets. So Henry gets the leadoff hit for Miami. And there's no outs now for 58 pitches in. It's Trevor Williams now on the top of the fifth. Bradahan is getting warmed up in the pen, folks. He's set to pitch the bottom of, he's set to pitch the top of the 6th, if not sooner. Pitching the dirt there to Trevor Rogers. 1-0 on the count here. What pitcher would I sign if I were GM? There's multiple pitchers I'd be interested in, but if you're talking about free agency, outside of re-signing Marcus Stroman, obviously, I would be very much interested in Kevin Gausman, who I discussed on the channel already. Carlos Rodon would be awesome. But again, he would be 1, costly, 2, betting on a lot for him finally having his breakout year, and the assumption he does leave the White Sox, having give up a pick from the qualifying offer because the White Sox will give him one for sure. Max Scherzer would be the most ideal, but I don't see Max leaving LA. To be honest with you, I think he's going to resign there. And regardless, I don't think he's going to the Mets. So I think realistic options that will still be fairly expensive, Gausman or Rodon. There is slight interest for a guy even at 39 in Verlander, but something tells me Verlander is going to go back to Detroit, especially now that AJ Hinch is their manager. John Gray has some interest for me personally also. Why did the scoreboard switch on me again? Hold on, folks. Scoreboard's getting stupid on me again. Misses outside, and now it's 3-1 on the count of Trevor Rogers, who's trying to get the bunt down. That's going to be a little topper, but that's going to be foul, and now it's full count here to Rogers. That's going to be called strike 3 for Rogers. Was not able to get the bunt down, not able to advance a runner, and now there's still 1 on first with 1 away now in the top of the 5th. I thought I lost my AirPods a few days ago and turned out technology they were in your pants pockets. Stupid. Happens to all of us, Ethan. Do I think we keep Conforto? I think there's definitely a possibility, but nothing's guaranteed right now. That's for sure. 0-1 on the count here to Miguel Rojas for his 3rd at-bat of the day. 0-2 to this point. What do you think about d'Arnaud, although he is a Braves player? d'Arnaud has definitely excelled after his time with the Mets. He excelled at times with the Mets, dealt with injuries plenty, and that's going to be ripped by Rojas, but a nice running catch at center is Nimmo, and now just like that, Miami's now their final out of the inning. Great catch there by Nimmo and center, running after that one with his back turn. d'Arnaud's been great for the Braves. He's perfect for them. The biggest thing for him throughout his career has definitely been his injuries, but as long as he can stay healthy, he's definitely a reliable catcher that has a solid bat. Cueto, no, I don't have any interest in Johnny Cueto. Alex Wood, some interest, but I would prefer Alex Wood, obviously, because for the southpaw implementation, I think it's important for the Mets to have at least one lefty in their rotation next year. So that's especially where guys like Wood or, of course, Kevin Gausman come into play. Pardon me, not Kevin Gausman, Carlos Rodon. But Gausman, again, is definitely a guy I'm very interested in. 1-0 on the count here, especially because you don't have to give him worry about, giving a draft pick because of a qualifying offer. Qualifying offer is not an option with Gosman when it comes to any free agency. That's going to be fastball away. That's going to be called strike. It's 1-1 back even on the count now. Generous call there to Jazz Chisholm. And it's even on the count now. 68 pitches in for Trevor Williams. 1-0 Miami lead with 2 outs and 1 on here in the top of the 5th. No, it definitely was better in my opinion, Ethan. And I hope it continues to get better. 1-2 on the count here, folks. And that's going to be pulling the shift on the ground out. And that'll do it for the inning, folks. Again, Mets have given up 5 hits, but only 1 run to this point from the first pitch that Williams threw. He's been perfectly fine since then. Now we head to the bottom of the inning, still down 1-0. I don't know about you guys, but I'm seeing the trailer now for the Many Saints of Newark. I can't wait. If you guys know, this is a prequel for The Sopranos, and with James Gandolfini, who of course played Tony Soprano in The Sopranos. His son is playing a young Tony Soprano in this one. I can't wait for this movie to come out. Huge fan of The Sopranos and that Italian mafia theme and things. It's going to be great. What's up, J Real? How's it going, my man? Do I have a dog? Yes, I do. Not enough credit given to Nimmo's defense. I agree. He has definitely taken a huge step forward in his defense this year and has proved a lot of people wrong, including myself, who was a fair critic of his defense on this past offseason. I'm so glad that he has proven his worth there. That, while he doesn't have the arm in center field that I like, and I think that could be a factor in the Mets potentially shifting him to left next year in a scenario where they acquire a more strengthened arm in center. Outside of that, he's definitely been able to handle the coverage well. And I couldn't be happier. I really couldn't. Nice, J-Real. Nice. Happy to have you in here always. Giant Kane, perfectly entitled to have your opinion, but I think you're definitely the minority there. And shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Hope you all are enjoying the in-game live stream. Probably the second to last in-game live stream we have of the season, other than the actual final game of the year against the Braves that I'm sure we'll be streaming more than likely. If not, either that game or the game before. But no less, again, thank you all so much for being here, guys. Help us get to 70 likes for the next short-term goal if you're enjoying it. Again, the Mets, ideal. If they can just get any offense, that'd be awesome. It would be fairly poetic, however, for my final in-game live stream of the year against the Marlins, that they are not able to even squander a run, because the Mets have done unbelievably poor when I stream and they're playing the Marlins. Again, the Mets have had a lot of bad losses when I've streamed this year, but Miami has definitely been a kryptonite for them all year long, especially when I'm live. Of course, that's my luck, and I'm the reason for their lack of success, if you didn't know by now. 1-0 on the count here for James McCann, folks. And the 2-0 to McCann. Big fastball, swing and miss on the 94 heater right down the pipe upstairs. That's 2-1 on the count now. I've never been to a Mets playoff game before. So that is something that is yet to happen on my front. Looking forward to it, though. Hopefully it's next season. The 2-1, that's going to be hacked away foul. Back even on the count now for McCann, 2-2 on the 95 fastball. What's up, Robert? Knicks are going to be a lot of fun this year. I'm excited for them. I'm really curious to see how Kemba's going to do for them as well. Still in 2-2, even on the count here. 73 pitches in for Trevor Rogers. It's safe to say he very well might pitch the entire game. We'll see. Rangers winning 3-2. Yes, they are. I know that Breadman just scored on a breakaway. Love to see it in the preseason game. McCann's going to rip that one. It is deep, but not deep enough. Fly out there at center to Brian De La Cruz. And that's the first out of the inning for the Mets. Yeah, I mean, look, Miami has definitely been the Mets' kryptonite in recent years for a bit now. Like, you know, and for a while, they really have been. You think that the Mets would get a better advantage on a team that's been below them more often than not, but no. And that's been the story of their season, however, not just with Miami, with most teams. They don't take full advantage of. That's going to be fastball inside. Generous call for a called strike on VR. It's 0-1 in the count. Yeah, I know Kevin grew up a Knicks fan. He's from New York. Poetic to have him potentially finish his career in a Knicks uniform, which would be pretty cool. Opposite field for VR, and that's going to be a double. Love to see it. Jonathan VR gets himself an extra base hit with only one out. VR has definitely been on a snide as of late. Had himself an RBI single back in the first game today, and now he gets himself a big hit here. Try and get the Mets to even this one out as they are still down by a run. Now with a runner in scoring position with only one out here in the top of the fifth. It was weird, Christopher. I'm sure it was. I'm sure experiencing a win was few and far in between to come by, right? Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead on the Yanks, folks, and both of the teams' most pivotal series of the year, you could argue, in the top of the fifth. 100 Ryu on the mound for Toronto. I am a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Steelers fan. Rangers fan for hockey. Mets, obviously, for baseball. No, I'm not a Mets fan. College basketball, Duke, but I'm not a bandwagon, I promise you. I've been following them since 5th grade because I was assigned them as a random team. We all got picked random teams in my English class or homeroom, and whoever's team won March Madness that year got to pick what we did for like our final day of school last week. And I chose Duke like out of a random hat when you pick a slip. I had no clue what Duke was. Watched all their games that year though. I've been a fan ever since. So I'm not a bandwagon for Duke. I know people are going to think bandwagon right away when you think Duke, but no, I'm not. I'm actually a true fan. It just coincidentally enough, when I got chosen them, I had no clue that they were actually a huge, big name in college basketball. College football, I'm a Rutgers fan just because the first ever college football game I went to was with Rutgers back when Mohamed Sanu actually played for them. Veteran wide receiver in the league. But yeah, that's really it for all my teams, and Juventus for European soccer in the Serie A League. 1-1 on the count here, folks, for Kevin Pillar. Superman trying to get in his good buddy in the Alar brothers, right? Jonathan on second, Pillar at the plate. Let's see what he can do here. I know, Christopher, but again, they will get to where we want them to be and then some. Unfortunately, it has not happened soon enough, but changes will be made for the better this offseason. 1-2 now on the count for Pillar. Knicks, Jets, Mets. Yeah, that's definitely a common theme from people that I've interacted with on the channel for sure, especially just Mets fans as a whole. A lot of them are Knicks and Jets fans. And the 1-2. Yeah, ooh, fastball inside. Almost hit Pilar there. Back even on the count now, 2-2. Planning on going to any playoff games. Oh, playoff games for who? Yes, Gigi's doing great. Again, if the Mets are down by a run as we get into the last inning, folks, we will have Gigi in the stream. You guys know the drill by now. It can't just be about Cohen's money. Our players need to bleed orange and blue like the captain. Oh, I agree. Again, it's a whole team effort. You know, the Mets can spend more money than any other team in baseball, but it doesn't mean that's going to equate to winning ball games. You know, you have to spend money strategically and have a culture that's built within the organization, get you where you want to be to have continued success. And the 3-2 to Pilar, that's going to be a pop-up foul. Good at bat here from Kevin. Thor was great. Thor only pitched 1 inning because he wasn't going to go deeper because it's his first game back, and he hasn't been ramped up crazy in rehab to go beyond an inning. But he pitched a scoreless inning on only 10 pitches and had 2 strikeouts in the first. Could not have gone better for Thor to be back in the MLB and get a confidence booster for him going forward. My New York fan, not for every New York team, no. 3-2 for most New York teams, but not all. 3-2 on the count here for Pilar, keeping that bat alive. Prolong that bat here for Pilar. Trying to get Jonathan VR in on second, with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Mets down by a run. What about Conforto? Rogers or India? I got to go with India because Rogers missed a good amount of time with injury this year. So as great as he's been, I'm going to go with Jonathan India. But Rogers is right up there. That's cool, Dragon King. Yeah, you saw Tampa in the playoffs before they actually won it all. And Pilar gets himself a base hit. Huge at bat for Kevin Pilar. Jonathan VR rounds third, and he will score. Absolutely fan-flippin-tastic at bat by Kevin Pilar, folks. Love to see it, and now the Mets have tied this one up. That was wow, what a great at bat by Pilar. My goodness gracious. That great at bat by Kevin. Hype in the chat for Pilar, folks. No, hold on 1 sec. Kevin Pilar, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Love to see it, folks. Pilar hype in the chat. Tie ball game now. I really hope this game doesn't go to extras, though. That's all I'm saying. Really hope it doesn't go to extras. Thor looked great. Yes, he did. Dodgers Jays World Series. That would be offense galore. that happened. Pilar and VR. Well, Pilar isn't a free agent because there's it's a player option on his contract. So unless Pilar opts for free agency, he'll be back with the Mets next year, I believe. And VR is a free agent, but the Mets should be smart in bringing him back to have him come off the bench. In my mind, I think that'd be a smart idea. It's almost like the Mets are actually playing baseball. Hey, who would have thought, right? That's funny. Yes, it has been. And that's exactly why that they're having a losing season, you know? And that's why a lot of things have to change come the offseason, Steven. You're preaching to the choir here, I promise you. Tie ball game, though. 1 on, no out here. And Jeff McNeil toys with a bunt last second. Fastball away and almost gets out of the hand of the catcher, Henry. That would have brought Pilar to second on a pass ball. But it's instead 1-0 on the count here to Jeff McNeil. Tie ball game between the Jays and the Yankees. Hyun-Jin Ryu leaves after giving up 2 over 4.1 innings pitched. 2-2 is the count. Two one on the count here, folks. 1 away and 1 on. Bottom of the 5th. I think I need to take a moment, though, to just talk about Christopher here, though. Heartbreaking news. Wow, that makes me beyond upset. My most sincere thoughts and prayers are with you, Christopher. I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. I cannot begin to tell you, though, how much it means to me that you're being active and part of the channel, as Jeff McNeil is going to, that's going to be a double play to end the inning, unfortunately. Unlucky, but knowing that you're in the state that you're in and that you still want to be part of the channel and be part of the streams means so much to me. So just know that my thoughts and prayers are with you. Love you, buddy. And again, to say I'm sorry that they weren't able to have the year that you're hoping for is an understatement. You and I both. But again, I'm praying for the best. I'm really hoping that things will turn around for you, and that there's plenty more for you going forward. I'm truly praying for that. My goodness. Yeah, no, again, that's heartbreaking. I can only imagine what you're going through. It makes me emotional too, not just to hear that for you, but also just because you're not the first person that I've had the pleasure of interacting and getting to know through the channel that has been in a similar situation like you. If you guys don't know, not to get a sob story here, but I think it's important. A good friend, great member on the channel earlier this year, really when the channel first started, was named Joe Roby. Great guy, seemed like he was in his mid-30s. I had the pleasure of interacting with him in an actual Zoom call before the night that Francisco Lindor got extended with the Mets. Prior to the extension, though, we literally hung up the call right before the extension happened around midnight, right before the season was starting for the Mets. Great guy. I absolutely loved getting to know him and was a huge member on the channel, but he, unfortunately for his case, suddenly found out, he had, I believe it was spinal cancer. And before he knew it, he was gone. And I found out through his mother who donated through the stream. And, he has impacted me a lot, just knowing how generous he was. He sent me my most prized possession when it comes to Mets memorabilia that I hold dearly, not just because of the significance it has, but also because of what it means coming from him. And that's a dual autographed jersey of both Mookie Wilson and Bill Buckner that I have hanging on my wall. The only reason why you don't see it behind me is because I just need a proper frame for it still, but it's hanging on my wall to my right. Yeah, that means a lot to me. And just, again, it really sucks. Let's put it that way. It's heartbreaking to hear that news. But again, I'm beyond grateful that you've been wanting to be part of the channel. That means more than anything. Again, prayers and thoughts with you, my friend. Wishing you nothing but the best. And I'm praying for your sake, along with everyone else that is going through times of illness, grief, and agony, that they can see their favorite teams, get to the promised land while there's still that opportunity. So, yes, trust me, there's a million reasons and then some why I want this team to succeed. That doesn't have to with me and my selfishness as a Mets fan and just wanting to have own personal success. It goes way beyond that. And again, thank you so much, everybody in the chat that's been so kind to that. That's so great to see. Absolutely great to see. Beyond deserved, Christopher. You deserve it all. What up, Wardy Dog? What's up, Card Coach? How's it going? Great member on the channel. Go work this season. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've been a great support, buddy. And that's going to be one away now on the second pitch swinging. And Miguel Castro gets his first out here in the top of the sixth in a tied ball game, 1-1. Have I been following the Gabby Potato case? From an outsider's point of view, my girlfriend has been very ingrained on it, especially when it first, really started to go trending on TikTok, because she's very active on TikTok. So yeah, I'm aware of it, and I'm sure I'll be put on more about it actually tonight, because my girlfriend's been updating me. Not that it's just it's a serious one. It's obviously heartbreaking in itself. Just it's crazy. It being based in New York as well, where they're both from, it's a terrible thing. Absolutely terrible. 0-1 on the count here, folks, though, to Sanchez in the top of the sixth with one away. And Christopher, please know that if there's anything that I could do or that would interest you to be a part of the channel, by all means, please reach out to me. Whether you comment it on a video that I get to see, or if you email me, I have my email in the, if not the description for this video, I have it in the bio of the channel. When you go for the information where it explains, everything there is to know about the channel in the bio, definitely reach out to me, email me if you'd like. I would absolutely love to have you either call in for a time that I'm taking live callers, literally whatever you would want. I would be more than happy to, give back, if you will, and have you be a part of things. So definitely let me know if you're interested in anything. 0-2 on the count here with one away, folks, on the top of the sixth. What's up, Ambient? How's it going, my man? Oh yeah, we'll give Chris a mod. Absolutely. Two and two on the count here, folks, with one away. And a pitch by Castro. That's going to be big swing miss and another strikeout there. Miguel Castro back-to-back outs here now to start things off the inning. And Miami's down their final out now of the inning. 10 likes away from 70 in the chat, folks. Please make sure to continue smashing those buttons if you're enjoying the stream. Always means a lot, guys. And again, thank you so much for the continued support. It means everything. What's up, Thomas? Happy to have you back, my man. Hope the ball boying is going well. Thomas, are you ball boy on the left side by the third baseline? If so, I'm pretty sure I've seen you at least twice. Yeah, no, that's great, Joseph. Yeah, I saw you running around a bit. 1-1 on the count here for Lewin Diaz. Is over 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts for Miami as they are down their final out here with no players on the base pass. Bases, not base pass. Jeez. Bases. Top of the 6th. And the 2-1. And that's going to be a slider inside. 3-1 on the count now. You're going to fight Brinson? Go run on the field. What's he saying to you? Let me know what he's saying to you. I'm curious. Big swing and miss on the off speed. It's 0-1 on the count here with 1 on, 2 out here in the top of the 6, folks, for Lewis Brinson. It's friendly, but we're roasting each other. Oh, that's fine. You call me short. I said he looks like a peanut. That's fine. Javi Baez with a nice snag there. Tosses a first, and he gets the out on Brinson, no less. So the Mets may get the final laugh here in this one. Javi Baez doing Javi Baez things. Great stop there at second. Hopefully that man isn't going anywhere, in my biased and humble opinion. Mets now head to the bottom of the 6th, still tied 1-1. Oh, no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Heat. That's heartbreaking. My condolences with you and their family. That's so sad to hear. My goodness, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. So scary. What's up, Dave? Great member on the channel. Great subscriber and friend, I should say. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you so much for chiming in. And again, my condolences, Heat, to your friend. Again, that's heartbreaking. Beyond heartbreaking. Yeah, it's 7-8 game. Who do I think will win the West Dodgers? I think the Giants are going to win. I still stand by that. Yeah, I do. His name is Wyatt. Rest in peace to Wyatt. That's terrible. So sad. So sad. Is Correa the biggest free agent? Yes, in my opinion, he is. Which says a lot because it's a big infielder free agent market. You know, again, that's just terrible. Ugh. Too soon. Too soon. All right, folks, now in the bottom of 6, Mets are trying to get the lead for the first time in this game with Richard Blyer on the mound. The southpaw first pitch to Jose Peraza. Peraza, who's been the notorious southpaw killer this year for the Mets. Blyer has a respectable 3.15 year rate in 64 games this year and 54.1 innings pitched. Freeman would be an amazing free agent, but something tells me he's not leaving Atlanta. That's going to be ripped by Peraza, and just as I said, continues to smash southpaws. And just like that, the Mets have their leadoff runner on here in the bottom of 6th. Buys this game more expensive? Yes, but he doesn't want to leave the Mets in Lindor. So I'm confident that they're gonna figure things out. I am. Five likes away from 70, folks. Again, thank you so much for the support, everybody. Continue to smash those buttons. Help us get to 70. Will mean a lot. Now here's Brandon Nimmo, who shows bunt last second, but that's going to be tapped away foul, and it's 0-1 on the count. Yankees fans would love Freeman, but no way. Freddie ain't going to the Bronx. What's up, Pigs Run Fast? I'm doing great, my man. How are you? Trust me, I'm going to miss these streams just as much as you. I'm not going to miss the Mets playing poorly when we're streaming, but I'm definitely going to miss in-game live streams overall. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. But streams are not gone with the Mets season. Remember that. While in-game streams will obviously be gone, streams in general will not be gone. We will be streaming so much in the offseason between various topics on, what's next for the Mets as soon as the season's done. Taking a quick first look on everything there is to know about the offseason ahead. Streams all the time about free agent rumors, just offseason rumors as a whole, like we did last offseason. Probably be happening even multiple times a week. I'm sure we're going to have crazy live streams going on for hours and hours on end, like we did last offseason. Whenever the Mets acquire a player, you best believe we're going to be live streaming it right away versus an individual video, so that way we can all react live. It's so much fun. Yeah, a lot of live streams coming in the offseason. It might be a little delayed just because there will be a limbo from when the season ends to when winter meetings begins, but no less, a lot of live streams coming, even if it's not in-game. And pitch here to Nimmo, and Nimmo gets down a beautifully placed bunt. Runner advances to second, and now the Mets have a guy in scoring position with one out. Brandon Nimmo, perfect bunt, and now all the Mets need is a double to get themselves a lead here in the bottom of 6th. Oh, thank you so much again, my man. Appreciate your support. You're looking forward to the off-season streams as well, Joey? Thank you. I appreciate that. Few years ago, family, we were close to lost their boat to... We were close to lost their boat due to a guy driving while intoxicated. Are you saying that you almost got in an accident? Is that what you're referring to? If so, I'm glad that didn't happen, obviously, but that's terrible, no less. 0-1 on the count here for Lindor. With a runner on second, one out. What's up, Neil? How's it going? Thor did fantastic. Scoreless inning pitch, 2 strikeouts, only 10 pitches. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Ambient, you're not bringing sad vibes. Trust me. We're all human beings. We're going through times of grief. There are a lot of reasons as to why, that by all means, we're going to welcome any type of conversation here as long as it's respectable. And you didn't say anything that wasn't respectable. I feel for you. I do. And that's going to be a pop-up to the right side, and that'll drop. Was in play in the foul line, but Diaz was not able to get it, and now it's still 0-2 on the count here. How are the Padres 500 with all that talent? They choked just like the Mets. Let's put it that way. But the difference is they didn't have the same significance of injuries the Mets have had this year. They've had injuries, but not to the same length. And now, yeah, Padres just choked, simply put. We knew the family whose daughter was hit by a drunk driver while we were at the beach. I saw the news on my phone. Oh, no, that's so sad. Condolences to that family. Again, terrible news. I'm sorry. All this negative news, but again, everyone's going through stuff. It's terrible to hear. My condolences, truly. And that's going to be a ground out there from Lindor. Tosses the first. Jose Peraza is now on third. All the Mets need is a base hit to get themselves the lead here and potentially the win. Juan Soto is a monster. Yes, he is the best. He is the best player in baseball in my mind. And he's only 22, which makes it so menacing as it is. We should be thankful that the Nationals blew up their team this year, because if they didn't, we would be having more problems going forward as long as they made some right moves. Because again, Juan Soto, best hitter in baseball. He's on a rebuilding club now, so let's appreciate that. A double switch is coming now manually for the Marlins. There we go. And they'll be going to a break. But Mets are trying to get themselves at least one run scored here before they head to the seventh. Ohtani's the best player in baseball. Correct me. Soto is the best hitter in baseball. Ohtani is the best overall player. I agree. Am I going to make a prediction for every player where they're going for agency-wise? Probably not, to be honest with you. That's not something I do. Those predictions come with strictly the Mets, not so much league-wide. Anything's possible, but I wouldn't bet on it from my standpoint. 7 shutout innings for Charlie Morin. I know. Happy to see he hasn't just been killing the Mets this year. All right, Neil, I'm going to give you the warning. I won't time you out, but I'm deleting the comment. Not funny. Really not funny in my mind. Not stuff that I want to see in the chat. No, just don't. Be smarter, okay? That's all I got to say. Where do I think Correa's going? Realistically, in a scenario where the Mets don't land him, I think there's a very fair argument to suggest that he goes to Detroit to rekindle his relationship with AJ Hinch and to be the star shortstop for a Detroit Tigers team on the rise. I don't think that's outlandish at all. It's okay. It's okay. Just, again, learn. As long as you learn from your mistake, that's all that matters to me. Don't want to see Ozuna ever wear a Braves uniform again? No. I don't think he's going to. I'll be surprised if he plays in the MLB again, even though I will say that the MLB has a notoriousness for allowing domestic abusers to, rebound their careers in the MLB, like as if nothing happened. Here's now Javi Baez, folks, and the pitch. And that's going to be off speed that misses away for Bender. 1-0 on the count. Yeah, I can't wait either, J-Rel. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of guys, I think, have potential to sign with the Mets. But again, it's stuff that we will continue to talk about as the offseason approaches. Off speed out of the zone. 2-0 now on the count of Javi Baez. Good couple takes here. And thank you so much for the 70 likes, guys. That means a lot. Continue to smash that like and subscribe on if you're joining the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for your continued support. Always know it means a lot to me. Yes, the stove will be hot plenty this offseason. I want Castellanos. I do too. I think he'd be awesome. I would prefer Castellanos in a DH role more than anything, however. That's going to be fastball inside. 3-0 now on the count of Javi Baez. Mike Piazza will not manage Mets, I assure you. The guy literally doesn't even live in the U.S. Like, he probably has homes in the U.S., but he resides in Milan, Italy. That's where his family lives. Piazza, I don't see becoming manager. And the 3-0. Good take by Javi. A 4-pitch walk, folks. And Bender's pissed. Yes, Dave, me too. Yes, Rangers preseason game's been a lot of fun. I can't wait for the actual hockey season to begin too. You're absolutely right. Yes, Javi Baez now has 13 walks in a Mets uniform, folks, and 44 games played versus 15 walks in 91 games with the Cubs this year. Crazy. Ordering Chinese food. Enjoy your Chinese food. That's going to be called strike right down the pipe on the off speed at Pete Alonso. Runners on the corners. All the Mets need is a base knock to get the lead here and potentially the win. Alonso's going to pop one up, and that's going to be playable. Damn it. Mets now head to the top of the seventh, still tied 1-1. Yeah, we're very close to hockey season. Yep, we're already in preseason. Yes, Mike, I agree with you. Hello from Puerto Rico. What is up, Ricky Cortez? How's it going? Syndergaard pitched a scoreless first inning for the Mets, had 2 strikeouts and only 10 pitches, was dominant. Love to see it. I think that's very, very solid, Neil. I think you're definitely on par with what most of us Mets fans stand by. Raisel Iglesias. Let me look up Iglesias' numbers this year. Hold on. I haven't looked at his numbers in a minute. If I'm being frank with you. Oh yeah, he's great numbers this year. Is he a free agent? I think he's a free agent after this year, right? Am I wrong? Yes, he is a free agent. Oh, I like that. I would be very much in favor of a Raisel Iglesias pickup for the bullpen come the offseason. Dream free agent? Honestly, Carlos Correa. I think it's fair to say he's a dream just because of how much it'll take to get him. It's not impossible, but yeah, it's very close to a dream. Yeah, I'd say Carlos Correa. No, he won't come cheap, but yeah, he's having a great year. Larry, my man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy to have you in here, Larry. I saw your email, by the way. I didn't reply because I saw you were chatting the next. I don't know what happened. I'm assuming maybe one of my mods just timed you out for whatever reason. Maybe if you were spamming or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I appreciate your email no less. Again, no apologies needed. The fact that I don't even know what happened is all you need to know. So you have nothing to worry about, my friend. Just know that I always appreciate your continued support, and I hope you're doing well more than anything. That's going to be fastball right down the pipe by May. It's quickly 0-2 on the count to start off the top of the 7th. So I think he could ever be Mets manager, maybe at some point, but not anytime soon. Loop is a free agent, yeah, but he ain't going anywhere, Todd. No way. No way. And we will be talking about Aaron Loop on the channel fairly soon. I have a video on solely him that I'm excited to get out. Barrios is not going anywhere. I don't know why people think Jose Barrios is available, guys. He has another year of arbitration. He's not a free agent, guys. Jose Barrios is not going anywhere. He will, at minimum, stay with the Blue Jays for another season, folks. I don't see him going anywhere. There's a reason why the Blue Jays give up their number 2 and number 4 prospects to acquire him, right? He ain't going anywhere. And the 0-2, that's a big swing miss strikeout for Trevor May, folks. And that's the first out. Let's go, May. Love to see it, buddy. I have a Trevor May t-shirt that he came out with earlier this year in the summer. I haven't worn it in a bit, but I do have it. Yeah, and again, no worries, Larry. It was nothing personal when the timeout happened, whatever it was. You know, I like May a lot too. I do. Again, we'll see what playoffs hold, Todd. Maybe they will be able to get over that hump against him. And his vlogs are cool. That's going to be topped over right there to Lindor. Tosses a first, and that's a second out of the inning. Marlins down their final out before the Mets head the bottom of 7th, in which we will have Gigi. Yes, my iconic buddy Gigi. We will have her in the bottom of 7th in hopes that the Mets can get themselves a win. We'll see, though. And FYI, folks, if you have not checked out the past 2 videos on the channel, highly suggest you do. Last video was on if the Mets should re-sign Javi Baez and breaking down all of his numbers and his comments that he made recently in an article on what he would potentially like in his future when it comes to being with the Mets or not. And we also do another video on 5 way too soon free agent targets for the New York Mets. Definitely check that out as well if you haven't, guys. I'm sure you'll enjoy both of them. Make sure to comment your thoughts. I'm going to be getting to a lot of comments at some point tomorrow as well. I got to a bunch already, but a lot more coming. And going in the offseason, I'll be as good as I possibly can be in replying to all comments. It was very difficult at certain points throughout the year when I would be streaming every day, just because before I know it, I already had like 3 videos or streams that came out, and I haven't even gotten the comments yet. So I'll be a lot better with that going forward. But yeah, definitely check them out if you haven't. 1-1 on the count here, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Tie ball game 1-1. Trevor May getting set for his 9th pitch. I don't think Miley's going everywhere. Girardi might be done with the Phillies, though. That's an interesting. I don't think the Mets will go after Girardi, but he might be available. That's going to be fastball down the pipe, and it's 1-2 on the count here. Yankees have a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th, folks. And that's with Jameson Taillon only pitching 2.1 innings today because he got hurt with his ankle. James, I love you too, my man. Thank you so much for the continued support. That's going to be topped away foul, keeping the at-bat alive. And the 1-2. And that's going to be a pop-up. Playable for VR. Should be. And the Mets now head the bottom of 7th. Looking to get a walk-off. All right, folks. You know what time it is. Drum roll. It is GG time, folks. We're going to get GG in the stream. Be right back. All right, folks, we got Gigi. You guys don't know, I have a bunny. Her name's Gigi. She's my Lionhead buddy. She's over half a year old now, and I bring her in the streams when the Mets are either losing, to bring her in to try to rally in a situation like this where it's the final inning, it's tied. Hopefully try to get the walk-off here, or at the end of the stream for a celebration if the Mets win. But yeah, we got her in here. Hopefully she brings us some Gigi magic, if you will. And I can't wait to get the merch finally after her. I keep saying it's been so long overdue, so I'm looking forward to when that finally comes out. Would I trade for Gleyber Torres? No, because there's simply no room for him on this roster. And the first pitch here to McCann is going to be a called strike outside corner. Again, here's Gigi here's Gigi, folks, if you guys don't know. 0-1 on the count here. Oh, 2 on the count here. Sorry, guys. I was blowing my nose and trying to do it while holding the bunny. And that's going to be off-speed pitch that misses far away. 1-2 on the count now. And the 10th pitch here from Bender. And that's going to be called strike 3. Caught looking outside corner for McCann. And that's the first out of the inning for the Mets here in the bottom of the 7th. Yes, Gigi the Rally Rabbit indeed. Oh, no. Tampa's doing that thing, folks. Not going to say what it is, but they're doing that thing. The top of the 6th. That's going to be fastball upstairs. 0-1 on the count. Most underrated Met of all time? Ooh. I think I got to go with a certain catcher, if you catch my drift. No pun intended. And the 0-1 here to VR. It's going to hack that one foul to the left side. 0-2. Oh, James, no. James, I'm surprised you're saying this now, James. But again, beyond heartbreaking. I'm so sorry to hear that. VR looks like he did not. Still 2 on the count. My biggest condolences to James, to you and your family. That's beyond heartbreaking. I'm so sorry to hear that. My goodness, terrible, terrible, terrible. You know how much I appreciate you always, James. So trust me when I say that. I really do feel for you. I can only imagine what you've gone through. So again, my thoughts and prayers are with you, my friend. Just heartbreaking here. Absolutely heartbreaking. Jonathan VR is going to get a gapper. He's going to get himself an extra base hit for the second time tonight. Mets have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Again, deja vu, just like they had last inning. It is crazy. But again, James, sincere thoughts and prayers with you and your family. You know, that's truly all I can say. Hi, Larry, that's fine. Here's now Michael Conforto, who they have with the name tag Kevin Pillar. I don't know why. Mike is getting his first at bat in game 2 here, pinch hitting. And all the Mets need is a deep single or a double to walk this one off. Yes, Todd. Winner, winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I was waiting for someone to say it. All right, folks. Gigi trying to bring her Gigi magic. Mets have 2 on, 1 out here. They intentionally walked Michael Conforto for Jeff McNeil to have that double play possibility. Okay. Again, all the Mets need is a deep single or double to walk this one off, folks. Type in the chat for Gigi as well. And the first pitch here to McNeil. That's going to be, oh my God. And we go to extras. Why are we, again, I'm not even going to argue. It's a broken record this season, but first pitch swinging in iconic Mets fashion. And what could have been a walk-off hit there. Stupid. So stupid. Sid Fernandez was very underrated. I agree. Yeah, Gerald. I mean, I'm a Steelers fan, but, you know, they haven't done well. Even when they had their first win of the season in game 1 against the Bills. So, yeah, I'm far more focused on hockey once the baseball season's done than I am football season. We're going to have to put Gigi away, folks. Unfortunately, she tried her best, but Jeff McNeil, first pitch double play. We had extras, even though it's only the 8th inning, folks. Be right back. My bad, guys. Just had to use the restroom quick. Only one on the count here. One away already. How did the first out happen? Can someone enlighten me? Oh, one on the count here to Miguel Rojas, who unfortunately has great numbers against Familia, so that's not, the best thing to see. Sierra got picked off. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Picked off at first? Awesome. I think what happened to McNeil this year was his injury and him not being able to bounce back fully. That and the Mets just horrid plate approach across the board with the team, and how much that goes in the coaching staff, I'm not sure. But I think McNeil is going to be McNeil like he's normally been next year again. I feel fairly confident in that. I think this season is an anomaly for him. 1-2 on the count here, folks, for Familia. Just like that, Miami's down their final strike here with one away in the top of the 8th. Picked off at second. Oh, nice. Nice. That's going to be ripped. Nice stop there by Alonso. Familia, does he get the out? He does. Rojas tries a last-second slide. Beautiful stop there to prevent a single from Alonso to get out in front. Familia getting there in time. And Miami's now down their final out of the inning. Love to see that. Ooh, I like that. Baez taking some authority, doing his best Francisco Lindor impression, like his good buddy, no less, to try to help out Familia here as he is potentially facing his last batter of the inning. Not anymore, Watermelon. Astros have scored a run on what I believe is a home run without looking at the actual statistics. So, yeah, Waka was dealing, but no more. It's 2-1, Rays lead. 0-1 on the count here to Chaz Chisholm, the rookie. And pitch, and that's going to be fastball upstairs. Back even on the count now, 1-1. My goodness. And the 1-1. That's going to be a pop-up foul. 1-2 on the count here. Guys, we are just 20 likes away from a hundo. So again, if you're new, if you're chiming in the stream, if you haven't already, please make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Always means a lot, guys. Trying to get to 100 by the end of the stream. And thank you all so much in advance. Whoever becomes the 100th like, as always, will get a massive shout out. So if you guys click that button and realize you become the 100th like, let me know so I can give you a massive shout out. Chaz Chisholm strikes out. Solid inning there from Jeurys Familia as the Mets look to try to walk this one off now in the bottom of the 8th. Tied ball game 1-1. 5 hits apiece. Will Rojas be the first manager fired in the offseason? Well, here's the thing. The Mets wouldn't fire him if they're done with him. They just won't extend his contract. So that's the thing with everyone saying, oh, fire Rojas, fire Rojas. No, they don't have to fire him. They just will not re-sign him. That's all they have to do. They just don't have to extend his contract. That's all they have to do. So as far as I'm concerned, Rojas is gone as Mets manager as soon as the season's done. That contract is done. It'll be up to the Mets as to if they even keep him in the organization or not. I think will be the biggest. I think there's a good chance that they do that because he's done great with developing players in the minors for the Mets. I won't be surprised if Rojas stays with the Mets, but I don't think it'll be manager. I know Gerald, he's actually referring to McNeil golfs a lot. He's actually a very competitive golfer, and he focused on a lot in the offseason. And you can see, him being notorious for that quote-unquote golf swing, if you will, with that type of angle numerous times throughout the season. And he did that a little bit last year too, but it's been more apparent this year than anything else. Dylan Floro, 3 ERA, 64 games played so far for the right-hander for Miami. And Jeff McNeil, who grounded into the inning double play last time around. The first pitch you saw, which I was not happy about for obvious reasons, is on second, giving the Mets the potential to walk this one off with just a double, as Dom Smith, who has not been getting a lot of playing time this past month plus for the Mets, is a chance to do the heroics quickly for the Mets, and hopefully that ends up being the story here. Is Zach Scott going to be out as GM after this season? Nothing's confirmed yet, but I view it's far more likely than unlikely at this point, especially with the Mets bound to make a hire in president of baseball operations. The Yankees are winning 6-2. Oh my goodness, Giancarlo Stanton really hit another home run, didn't he? Stan is putting out all of his frustration that he had on Francisco Lindor on every other team that he's faced since the Mets. I give him kudos for that. 0-1 on the count here to Dom, folks. All right, folks, 0-2 on the count here. Come on, baby. I'm glad I did, Christopher. That makes me happy. And the 0-2. Hacked away foul by Dom. Keeping the at-bat alive. Still 0-2 on the count here. Brandon Nimmo on deck. Francisco Lindor behind him. Mets plenty of opportunities to win this one. That makes the two of us, Dragon Kane, for sure. But again, that's been the story of the season. Nothing short of disappointment, right? I feel your pain, Gerald. I do. Yes, he did. He had a perfect inning pitch to start off the game for the Mets. That being Noah Syndergaard. 2 strikeouts on only 10 pitches. Love to see it. That very well could be the case, Todd. I haven't thought of it that way. Ooh, fastball inside. 1-2 now on the count. The highlight of the season for me? Yeah, I think the Lindor 3 home runs. That's probably it. It's hard to say. Other than that, I would probably just say DeGrom's 15 strikeout performance against the Nationals, right? That's up there too. Just almost every DeGrom start, was a highlight of my season. But yeah, offensively at least, I would go Lindor 3 home run. Yeah. Again, in that spot, Subway Series, all the pressure on him, thought that was huge. Dom Smith strikes out Sweeney on a pitch outside, and the Mets are now 1 out away. First pitch here to Nimmo, folks. That's going to be hacked away foul, 0-1 on the count. Mets and fastballs down the lane, something that does not gel well, as annoying as that is. $18 likes away from a hundo, guys. Continue to smash those buttons. Again, thank you all so much in advance. Love and appreciate you all that's been chiming in. Hope you guys have been enjoying this in-game live stream. That's going to be fastball for a call ball. Good call there by the ump. Finally, 1-1 back even on the count now to Brandon. Braves 3 outs away from winning their series opener against Philly. Pardon me. Wow, Cardinals beating the Brewers 4-2 in the bottom of 6. If they win 17 straight, man, what? Insane. Plenty of game left, though, but insane. And the 1-1, that's going to be fastball taken high. Good eye there by Brandon. Can't say I'm surprised, however, on base machine. 2-1 on the count here. And the 2-1. And that's going to be hacked away foul by Nimmo. Fastball right down the lane again. 2-2. Back even on count now. I will say, as demoralizing as that series was against the Cardinals, it's been somewhat refreshing knowing that they just have been simply dominant since then. It have been for a while now. So, it wasn't like they've been getting steamrolled since that Mets series. No, they've just been the best team in baseball by a large margin. Yankees fan here. What's up? Let's see. L3TRA. PR, I'm assuming for Puerto Rico. Thank you so much for chiming in, my man. Appreciate you, especially as a Yanks fan. I don't care who you're a fan of, as long as you're respectful and you're enjoying the streams. That's all that matters to me. Happy to have you in here. 2-2 is the count and the pitch, and Mo's going to ground that one. And now the Mets are down their final out of the inning, but a runner does advance from second to third, that being Jeff McNeil. And all the Mets need is a base knock to get themselves a walk-off win here, folks, with Francisco Lindor coming up to the plate, trying to do the heroics. Lindor, if you guys don't know, we have his jersey on tonight. We'll see if that can help the Mets here or not. I'm not sure. Lindor's been swinging the bat really well, however. Had himself 3 RBIs in the first game today with an RBI single and a 2-run shot for his 19th home run of the season. Francisco Lindor is, in fact, 1 home run shy of 20 bombs on the year. And given him missing like a month to a month and a half with injuries in the second half from his oblique injury, and also not playing good at all the first 2 months of the year, that's impressive. Francisco Lindor will be walked, however. So there goes the hype of a Lindor walk-off. It'll be up to his good friend in Javi Baez with runners on the corners. 2 out. Bottom of the 8th. Let's see what Baez can do here, if at all. You like Baez and Lindor? Yeah, that makes the 2 of us. Pardon me. Oh my God, Lindor can literally walk to steal second base. Are you joking? Called strike, outside corner on the off speed, and Lindor does in fact steal second base, folks. I don't understand. So they really didn't mind Lindor stealing second. You think it makes sense for... Oh, it doesn't matter for double play because there's 2 outs. Never mind. Baez swings through fastball way upstairs inside. 0-2 now. Mets down their final strike. Would I bring Baez back? Personally, yes, I would. For sure. And I hope the Mets do. And I broke that all down in my last video on the channel. So if you haven't checked it out, highly suggest you do. Gives you literally all you need to know on if the Mets shouldn't, the potential there from not just the Mets' interest, but from Baez's interest in wanting to return as well. And that's going to be fastball way upstairs. And it's still 1-2 on the count. Runners on second and third. 2 out. Javi Baez. The pitch. Baez pokes out one on the right side. Foul, keeping that bat alive. 1-2. $15 likes away from 100. Thank you so much for that, guys. Always is appreciated. And the 1-2. And Baez is going to rip one right there to Rojas around second. And now Dewar. And the Mets now head to the top of the 9th. So 7 innings. Leave it to the Mets for their final doubleheader of the season against Miami, no less, to make a 7-inning game into a normal 9-inning game. Leave it to the Mets. More baseball to be had here, folks. We head to the top of the 9th. Still tied 1-1. Have a good night, Joey. We want more baseball? As long as the Mets get a dub, it's fine with me. Yes, story of the Mets season. Can't score runs consistently with runners in scoring position. Yes, sounds like a day that ends in Wi-Fi. Again, season's almost over. I'm going to miss baseball so much. It's going to suck not being able to watch the Mets for, 5 to 6 months, but what will not suck is not seeing this kind of baseball being played anymore, and hopefully it'll be changed for the better next season. If the Mets get Baez back, I guess McNeil goes to left field. Does this mean the Mets would be giving up on Dom? A lot of question marks, Todd, that I don't have an answer to right now. But they're great questions to ask, and we will find those answers at some point. Just can't tell you when exactly yet. Oh no, Phillies have bases juiced with only 1 out in the top of the 9th. They are trying to rally, huh? Almost 10 likes away from 100. Thank you so much for that, guys. And now here's Brad Hand, the coveted southpaw. Pick up on my sarcasm. Coming in for the Mets in this one with a speedy Chaz Chisholm on second base. First pitch here to Brian De La Cruz. Fastball inside. 1-0 on the count. And the 1-0. That's going to be fastball inside. 2-0 now on the count. Didi Gregorius up for Philly. Okay. 2-1 on the count now for Han against Brian De La Cruz. If the Cardinals win today, according to what Gary just said on the call, it will be the longest win streak in baseball since 1951. No. Longest win streak for the Cardinals since 1951, I think. And a 2-2. And that's going to be big swing miss. Strikeout for Brad Hand. Wow, that did not look like a favorable matchup, so I'll take it. One away here now in the top of the ninth. Good strikeout. I'll take that for sure. Again, my apologies for the consistent coughing, guys. Phillies have made it a one-run ball game, folks, but there's only one out left for them to try to rally and at least tie it in Atlanta in this series opener. And first pitch here is going to be a curveball down and away. 1-0 on the count. To Jesus Sanchez, who has the lone run scored for Miami tonight, which was a piss missile to a top deck to the right side, 445 feet. Literally went on the Mets concourse. That's how big of a home run that was. Yeah, Beltran is definitely a guy we will be talking about again on the channel. Curveball for a called strike. 1-1 on the count here. One, two on the count here. 1 on, 1 out. Top of the ninth, the pitch. That's going to be ripped. Might be a bloop, though. And Nimmo makes the catch. Okay. Chisholm stays at second. Marlins are down to the final out here in the top of the ninth. Matt, no need to apologize, my man. What were your thoughts on Thor's debut? Fantastic. Fantastic. He could not have done things better in my mind. Doesn't matter that's the Marlins. That was a huge stepping stone for him going forward and building more confidence heading into the offseason. That could not have gone better. It's not his fault he was playing the Marlins. Let me put it that way. So I would not put that against him. 1-0 on the count here. 2 out. 1 on second. Extra base hit will give Miami the lead here in the top of the ninth. And Mets are trying to get out of this unscathed. Oh, pass ball. Runner's going to advance to third now. Damn it. Now all it's going to take is a single. Braves won. Good. Does anyone know how to get our 1 run? Hopefully someone does soon enough before it's too late. And the 2-0, and that's going to be a called strike inside corner on the curveball. 2-1 on is the count. Going deep to left, but McNeil should be under it, and a little bit farther than what he was expecting. Not deep enough for Sanchez to get his second home run of the night. The Mets now head to the bottom of the ninth, trying to get themselves once again a walk-off win. Cardinals have the 2011 vibe again. I know, and I hate it. If I'm being honest. All your Philly friends are sour now? Why wouldn't they be, right? It's not like the Phillies would do anything even if they made the postseason. Let's be honest here. Braves' magic number is 3 now. Yep, you were absolutely right. Anthony Bass with a sub-4-year reign, 67 appearances this season. It's coming in right-hander from Miami. How fitting that a Bass is with the team nicknamed the Fish. It's all fits well in the end. Here's now Pete Alonso. Javi Baez should be at second. So Baez with the beautiful speed and base running on second base, and all the Mets needs an extra base hit to walk this one off. Let's see if they can actually do it here. Again, leave it to the Mets to make a 7-inning game into a normal 9-inning game, if not longer. In their 15th doubleheader of the season. God, if the Mets have more than 5 doubleheaders next year, I'm literally going to be distraught. Livid. 0-1 on the count. Pete chases a big off-speed pitch away. Okay, and Alonso, what the heck just happened? Alonso's going to ground out there. It looks like it topped off of the mound right into the glove of Jazz Chisholm. There was no play out third, so Baez is now on third. All the Mets needs a sac fly to win it. So again, just give me a sac fly. I know the Mets have had that. Oh, maybe he hit off the back foot purposely of Bass. I think he stuck his foot out there to nip it. The Mets, who have been one of the worst teams in all baseball, trying to get themselves sac flies, trying to do one here, however, with James McCann, who's over 3 on the day with 2 strikeouts, to be the hero here. Let's see if it happens or not. I can care less if the Mets surrender a first-round pick if it means them getting Carlos Correa. I promise you that first-round pick will not be nearly the same talent that Carlos Correa has been and will continue to be in his career. Carlos Correa is a franchise talent. A first-round pick should not dictate whether you pursue him or not, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I know Braves won, Joseph. And the 0-1, and that's a big swing missed by McCann. He's down to his final strike now with 1 away, and Javi Baez on third, bottom of the 9th. All the Mets need is a sac fly. Yeah, Will Smith closing games is definitely eventful, to put it lightly. What's up, Michael? Gigi's doing great, James. I'll speed in the dirt away. 1-2 on the count here for James. I really hope the Mets re-sign Baez, man. I literally got the man on the wall behind me right here. Please re-sign him. I'm not asking for much. Just asking for a payroll north of $300 million, please. That's all I'm asking. And the 1-2. And McCann hacks someone foul off speed, far out of the zone. Still 1-2 here on the count. Trust me, if there's a pass ball, though, that's game. Baez will slide in there with ease. And the 1-2. And that's top to weight foul by McCann. Keeping that bat alive. Still 1-2 here. No. Baez is not getting $300 million. My point was that the Mets are going to go well over $200 million with their over the luxury tax threshold with their payroll this offseason. Like they will. Regardless if they do anything crazy in free agency, just with the guys that they are bound to keep on the roster, they're going to pass $200 million. And there's a strong belief that they're going to go well beyond that. You know, Baez is not getting $300 million. I promise you that. not even close. McCann is going to get a oh, thank you. James McCann gets a dribbler of a single, and he walks it off. Let's go. Oh, that's awesome. What a stupid way to win. What a stupid way to win. We'll take that, folks. Hype in the chat. That was hilarious. That was hilarious. I mean, look, that was the story of the Mets season. A Patrick Mazeika-esque walk-off by James McCann, fellow catcher, and Javi Baez to score the Wayne run. Just hilarious. And Baez has so much speed going down third. There's no chance for him not to score there. Now, finally, the Mets end their 5-game losing streak. Walk it off in literally 9 innings. A normal length of game. Noah Syndergaard had a flawless first inning debut. And now the Mets are only 7 games below 500 on the season. All right. Well, the Mets now at this point, they have 5 games left on the year. We'll see how they do tomorrow. We'll see how they do on Thursday. I'll be in attendance with the 7 line, folks. So look out for me there for the final home game of the season against Miami. And also, guys, expect more great content on the channel as always. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, that was just hilarious. Mets sweep the doubleheader the only way they know how. Literally, this was poetic, if you ask me. Absolutely poetic. You could not have drawn this up any more Mets, if you will. Christopher, no, thank you so much, my man. Best wishes to you and prayers to you, buddy. Thank you so much for being here. Alvarez is 24 bombs. Yes, he's an absolute beast. Swept the doubleheader. We'll take that. At least the Mets have something positive. At this point, that's all we can ask for, right? Even though that would be ideal for them to lose when you look at the whole drafting situation and potentially picks that you'd have to surrender, landing free agents when it comes to qualifying offers. But no less, happy that the Mets won. Happy that the Mets secured a dub on the second to last in-game live stream of the season here on WardyNYM, folks. Thank you all so much to everybody that chimed in. I hope you have a great rest of your night. This was fun. Looking forward to being back on here for more streams, and the final in-game live stream should be coming on the final game of the season against the Braves. That is what I'm eyeing right now. The only exception would be is that maybe we change that to the day before if I want to stream the actual final day of the season afterwards for what's next for the Mets. So we'll figure it out, but no less. One more in-game live streaming before we close out the year. Thank you so much. Yeah, just typical Mets. At least they got to win. They swept today's doubleheader. Talk to you soon. Let's go Mets, guys. Onward and upward. The season's almost done. Bittersweet, to put it lightly. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.